You like, subscribe, follow, download. Giddy up.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left, feet left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah!
What the fuck are you talking about?
Folks, Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Welcome in, everybody. A2D Wednesday night. Big rebound. Where's the call? Where's the call? Where's the call? Sorry, we got a lot of things to get on. Where's the call? Where's the call? Let's go. Ton of things to talk about. Sixers Live reactions. We are in overtime right now against the Beasts, the best team in the West, the Utah Jazz. We're up 3. I don't know where. There's got to be a call somewhere there. I mean, Joel Embiid went down hard. We'll see what this call is. Every Wednesday night, we are brought to you by the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. Many of us and our families deal with mental health and addiction issues. We are happy to shut up. The Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need help, please call 856-651-8117. Tom Arnone, Ryan Brodo, Frank Vaspi, Ralph Del Vecchio. Nate Moss will be in soon. No, E will be in soon. No, Greg Mlakovic tonight. But the family out there, welcome in. It's going to be heavy NBA talk, heavy Sixers talk tonight. We'll circle the NBA later on the show. NBA All-Star Draft. Sixers versus Jazz. We'll give you a post game, and we're going to give you to finish off with the final minutes here in overtime. The final minutes, of overtime here. We'll finish you off. We'll finish you off there, and everything's going to tie into our poll question, which I wonder how many people change their minds on that as this game is going on. And that's brought to you by BodyCheckWellness.com. Use promo code A2D, 20% off at checkout. Body Check Wellness, line of products that promote wellness, balance, and recovery by using the full potential of hemp. Go check them out. BodyCheckWellness.com. Promo code A2D, 20% off. Need you to hit that free throw, Joe. Can't have that. The poll question, the Sixers are not good enough to be a true championship contender. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where you can find us live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Big rebound. Listen, I disagree. Look at tonight. Look at tonight, a game where if you watched it, what are we doing? What are we doing, Shake? What are we doing? All right. If you watched tonight's game and you honestly watched it, and let me go pull up the exact numbers to you. If you watched it, I feel like you've watched the Utah team shoot the 3 ball better than we have overall tonight. At least it felt like that. Utah is pulling it up right now. Utah 3.21 for 42. We're 8 for 25. Okay. So they're 3-point. They shot 50% from 3 tonight. 50%. Donovan Mitchell ejected.
Yeah. No, I think he fouled out and he just like tossed the water cooler. He's flipping out.
All right, he's man. Okay, good. Take the L. All right. But you look at a team that shot 50% from 3 tonight. 50% from 3 to Utah Jazz. 50%. Right? We shot 32, which is right? But we were able to win this game because our field goal percentage we're 51%. Our field goal percentage, 51%. That's them shooting. They're 44%. And think about that. They shot 50% from 3, but they're 44% overall for the night. They shot worse inside the arc, the Utah Jazz, right? Where we dominated down low. Look at our comeback tonight. Look at our points tonight, right? Look at what we did, right? We beat up Rudy Gobert. Joel Embiid beat up Rudy Gobert down low. Tobias Harris getting in the rack. Ben Simmons getting in the rack. We did an old school basketball tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is some old school goddamn toughness, and it's a gritty. If they finish off and win this game up 6 right now with 30 seconds to go, it's a gritty, tough win. All right, and these are the types of wins that stamp you and better put some goddamn respect on this basketball team. I better start seeing it. Okay, I better start seeing it from all the national media because if you really look at this game and watched it, you said the Sixers won this game because they were tougher, right? And they scored getting to the basket, unlike the Utah Jazz tonight, right? It's a difference of two separate teams tonight. One shoots 50% from three, one shoots 32%, and the other shoots 51% from the field. And that's the Philadelphia 76ers. Think about that. And both teams pretty much even from the line. Think about that. That's gritty. That's a game you weren't leading at all. You were down 14 at one point. We were looking and talking on HD After Dark like, I don't know how this team wins this game. Right? We need bench help. We need this. We need that. Listen, that spark from Dwight Howard and that second unit changed this basketball game. For anybody that really had the eyes on it, right? If you're really paying attention, it changes basketball game. Sixers up 7. Tobias at the line.
Tom, what's the first thing I said to you earlier when you jumped in here? I said, how the hell are we winning this game? You said, Tom, the perfect thing, and I'm gonna re-say it now. The eye test says how are we in this game? And that the fact that we are 8 points up and we are on the fast track to winning this basketball game, that's a trait that not a lot of teams have. Winning basketball games they had no business winning, especially a team like the Utah Jazz, with everything that was going wrong with us in the first half, everything that was going wrong, the lopsidedness from three. I mean, in the end, I could talk for 2 hours about the Joel Embiid three-pointer at the end of regulation. I mean, we could do an entire show just based off of that. But Frank, Ralph, they saw when I gave them the poll question, we came up with it. The Sixers are not good enough to be a true championship contender yet. We made that poll question thinking, okay, they're probably going to lose by 10 to Utah. We're going to be talking about a good effort, hanging in there, maybe a piece away. Well, damn. If everything goes right in this game, we close it out, tweak it a little bit, the roster, and we're good to go.
Yeah, I'll say
we have the formula for it.
I don't think this team is, and I said it on the show before, like it's one bench player away. It's not like an overhaul of a roster. Like their starting 5 wins games together. So I don't care what anybody has to say about this starting 5 anymore, about Danny and Seth. Like I don't care, because at the end of the day, Ben Simmons has been a different basketball player. Yeah. And if you're watching the game, right, and you have a feel for life and a feel for the game, you've witnessed that. You've witnessed him saying, you know what, I'm going to be that second, third guy. And he's really been that third guy. He stepped up, right, where Tobias huge down the stretch again tonight. Huge Tobias Harris down the stretch. That's max money time. So all your big money guys, again, come to play tonight. And listen, Danny Green struggled, and that's fine. That's going to happen. But Seth gave you double digits, and he struggled, since coming back from COVID. So this is a game, he struggled in the first half. So he had a really good second half, Seth Curry. And I'll say it again. This is a game where Dwight Howard in that second unit went on a huge little run there, and it changed the momentum of this basketball game. So do you need like this entire, like, this guy can't play, this guy can't play, this guy can't play? No. Like I said, a Terrence Ross type, and you're fine. And if you don't get anything, hear me out. If you don't get anything, I still disagree to this poll. That they're not good enough. Like I say they are good enough. The proof's there.
There.
At this point, you beat the Lakers and you beat the Jazz. Now, granted, you lost to the Jazz in Utah, but with no Joel. Joel put 40 fucking points up. If Rudy Gobert, who's supposedly defensive player of the year, can't stop him, then who is, boys? Who the hell around basketball then is stopping him? Nobody. I'll answer for everybody. Nobody. And that's the MVP of the league right now. Okay? And his 2 running mates deserve a ton of credit for winning this game tonight with him. A ton of credit. I don't know. Wilson said he agrees to the poll, I think. Or no, he disagrees.
Mm-hmm.
And I think most people will disagree after this win. But halfway through the game, I guarantee most people were probably on the other side. And 10, 9, 8. Clap your hands.
Play the song.
Everybody.
You know what this is, Tom? And we talk about it with all of our teams.
76ers.
This is a statement win. And it's so ironic because you've heard the last week, the Sixers have only beaten, 2, 3 teams above 500. Who have they beaten? They're going to get smothered by the Utah Jazz. All that. And this game feels very similar to something in Philly's past, but I'm going to preface it by saying I'm not putting this Sixers team on that pedestal yet. So before people get mad at me and say, "Oh, Ryan, you're living in the moment," I'm being honest with you. This game, with everything going into it, oh, you didn't beat anybody. Oh, you don't have any business playing against this team. Oh, all of the fans all around the country, as far as the NBA fans, not just Sixers and Jazz fans, are looking at this game and saying, "Wow, this is kind of a marking point of what this Philly team is." It reminds me a lot of the game 2017 when the Eagles played the Panthers on Thursday Night Football. It does. It does. Now, again, that team won a Super Bowl. I'm not saying this team's winning an NBA championship. But in a year where, say, for example, 6 months down the line, you're looking back on it saying, well, damn, when you talk about statement games early in the season, this game and that Lakers game are going to be two games where you say, well, there you go. Those were statement moments, not only for this team, but looking all around the league and saying, well, this team's for real now.
I'll just take it one step further. You lost the game at home, and usually they don't 3 games ago. You're able to come back. You're able to bounce back in an effort game against Indiana where they're going to bring effort. You're able to bounce back, and then to be able to win this game, just like I'm not going to go as far as like that kind of win, but it's a huge win for just your confidence level as a player. Believing that you guys can beat anybody, right? And it's a huge win going into the break where you have a gauntlet of games coming out of it, right? Like this isn't a crown fest, right? In terms of like, they made it, right? It's an NBA game. Not saying you're saying that. I'm saying it's an NBA game. Like I'm not gonna, I believe this team is exactly where I thought they were from the beginning of the year, which is an Eastern Conference Finals contender, right? And I think if you can get there, you can get to the finals, right? And I think just a game like this tonight shows you that you can play with anybody in the league. Now you're going to find out more games inside the Eastern Conference in the second half, right? Where you play the Nets and you play Milwaukee and you start to play some of these teams where you can really judge yourself more inside the East, right? But listen, in terms of a game where, we'll say it again, where you didn't look like they had any right being in, they hung in, they were tough, and their defense came to play late where Utah's didn't. And that's the difference in this basketball game, right? And Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris down the stretch. I mean, this is why you were able to win a game like this. You're the best player in the National Basketball Association, and it's great to say that. It's great to actually say it and not be like, oh, you're a homer, Tom. You're a homer. No, we're not homers. We're not homers with it. And if you watch it again tonight, 40-19 on the defensive player of the year. On the defensive player of the year. So everybody, Ben Simmons looking like he might be defensive player of the year. All right, because he works too. And not saying Rudy doesn't, but Joel just showed you his strength and his ability. When he wants to get to the rim, he can't be stopped. And tonight's an example of that. And like I said, give another, hats off to Tobias Harris coming back from injury, right? Coming back from injury and being able to play like that in the fourth quarter. Right? Hey, turn the game on. You know who the best players are with 5 minutes to go, 8 minutes to go. You always find out. So, boys down low, what do you two say to the poll?
Frank, you can go first. Go ahead, Frank.
Why thank you, Ralph. To answer the poll, I kind of agree with some of the points that Tom is making, that this team is one bench player away from getting over the top. As from what I saw in this game, this is a huge win for the Sixers, especially going into the All-Star break. Going out of that break, you're going to have that tough stretch. So right now, coming off of this game, if they're not good enough, then I have to disagree. So they are good enough. So they are good enough to be true championship contenders. I think if they make one more move going into the deadline, I think it'll send them over the edge to be a legitimate NBA Finals contender / champion. We'll see what the second half brings us. I know there's that tough stretch of 10 road games and 12. That's gonna determine if this team can really beat guys like the Jazz, the Nuggets, Ralph's Lakers. I want to see that 10-game stretch. If they can get that done on the 10-game stretch, we could see this team in the NBA Finals. So I disagree to the poll that they're not good enough, but they are good enough to be a championship
I'll say this,
contender.
Frank, 10 games, that 10-game stretch that leads you to about March 25th-ish, right?
Exactly.
So you're going to, me and I thought about this on Monday, you're going to sort of know where you're at by then. Like if you go 500, then you might get panic mode. So it just depends. Like if you go 8-2, they might not do anything. Like, we assume that they're going to do something, but if they play good basketball, they're just going to keep saying we're playing good basketball.
Yeah, if they're playing good basketball, then I think you're probably not going to make a significant move. I know everybody's talking about Kyle Lowry being on the Sixers or the return of Lou Williams. The way that this team is playing, I don't think they're going to make a move for those two.
I'll take Lou because I know
I like the prospects of both of them, but what we have right now and coming off a statement win like this, I don't see us making a move like that.
And
I really don't.
And we're winning. Everybody that's
winning
us, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, whatever buttons you got to hit that share button, share away, enjoy the conversation, chime in. I see tons of people. Embiid's a monster, no question about it. John Lynch, this is a big one. Tobias outscored the Jazz 11-5 in overtime. I mean, think about it.
Wow.
Not a max money guy. Not a max money guy. We don't lose that first game at home if Tobias plays, right? And I think it was a big win to win without him against Indiana because they're scrappy, and you sure as hell can't lose 2 games in a row at home knowing you got the Jazz coming up. We were talking about that too. Monday night was such an important win. So to be able to come out in this game, like we'll continue to say, if you watched it, you're like, oh my God, we're going to lose this game. Like we just don't feel in it. And that 8-0 run, somebody said up here too, by Dwight Howard.
Yeah, Dwight Howard.
And that second unit changed the course of this basketball game for the better.
I will say real quick, Ralphie, before you go, to your point, Tom, going back on Monday, about halfway through the show on Monday, we were talking about that was coming right off of Doc Rivers saying Joel was very questionable. And we were worried about, if Tobias Harris and Embiid, if they're not playing, we're probably not going to beat Indiana or it's going to be tough. And then we're looking at the Jazz. We're like, well, that's going to be a tough game anyway. Halfway through that show on Monday, we were thinking we were closer to 0-2 in that stretch, and we ended up coming out of it 2-0. That's huge going into a break like this.
And a Dwight 3. And you got a Dwight 3. Think about it. And it was money, too.
Yeah, flush.
It looked good. But no, Lord's right. You guys are all right. He brings a ton of energy. I'll never take that away from him. Right? I did say on the show before, I would love another bench guy who can come in and drop me 15 consistently. But but we have what we talked about on Monday. Is it a must? No, let's see how it plays out.
We have the core.
We're not in a rush to do it. We're continuing. The Nets won 8 games in a row, and we're still in first place. I understand.
It's mind blowing because usually if you would have said that, anytime, you might not even be in first place right now. A team that wins 8 straight and you're still sitting number 1. I mean, you're feeling good, baby. I mean, you're feeling yourself. You're nobody can beat us. My God, you know what? I'll just say this real quick. It's Joel Embiid is the MVP of the league, and there's no question about it. Yep. There's no question about it. There's no debate, and he should be unanimous MVP this year. Unanimous. Because, like you said, Tommy, right? Rudy Gobert supposed to be this defensive player of the year, holding guys underneath 20 points, for every center he's gone up so far. Joel Embiid is just a different man. I mean, that dude is a pimp. He is a pimp. And it's fun to watch him, man. It's fun to watch him.
It is. He imposes his will against the best defensive big man supposedly in the league.
Yeah.
When Joel tries to tell you that's him, but nobody wants to listen to that. But to the poll, Ralph, do you agree or disagree the Sixers are not?
I disagree 100%. They're right there. They're right there. And it's because of one guy. And it's Joel Embiid, man. Joel Embiid is an absolutely beast. He's a pimp. He's everything you want from your big guy. What's that say? Donovan Mitchell had more shots than points.
Well, about him in the past.
And he got ejected too.
Yeah, well, who covered Donovan Mitchell tonight?
Ben Simmons,
the best defensive player in the league.
Yeah,
and that's what makes you go 12 for 34. Okay,
and going
makes you go 12 for 34. And let's put some respect on Ben too, Ralphie, while we're at it. 8 for 11, aggressive. Right, aggressive downhill. Right, attack. He's downhill. He's like your power back. You know what I mean? Like, be a power back downhill. Put your foot in the turf and get upfield, right? That's been Ben Simmons.
And it's been nice, too, to see Ben play like this because I know you guys for 5 years of my life so far, and ever since Ben came into the league and he started playing, you guys always been asking on the shows, where did Ben go? Because sometimes you don't even see him for half of the game, right? He's there in the first half, but then when crunch time comes and, the spotlight's on him, he shies away a little bit.
Yep.
But it seems like for this year or for the past 2 months now, he's been there every step of the way, toe-to-toe with Joel, helping this team out for a W almost every single night. And going back onto Joel real quick, we sat here, multiple times saying, man, I wish he could play tonight against Denver. Damn, he's out. I want to see that matchup against Jokic. And then that, the first game against Utah, we were really looking forward to it. And he finally gets it tonight against Rudy Gobert. And he just says, you know what, man, I'm going to shut everybody up. And I'm going to drop 40. What did he have? 40 and 20 tonight, right? Almost, what was it, 40 and 20?
40-19.
So, yeah, right there. We'll round that up. We'll give him 20, 40 and 20 on the night. And he shuts everybody up. And like I said, he's the MVP, man. And that's right. They shot 50% from three. You're supposed to lose games like that.
40. They shot 47. Ralph, they shot 47% or 44% overall, which means
You're supposed to lose these types of games.
Yeah, the Jazz were atrocious inside the arc. It's amazing.
Yeah.
How do you shoot 50%? I said, Nate, you didn't hear, but this is an old school basketball win tonight. For any of my old school basketball guys, this is one beat you up inside. I'm gonna eat your lunch. And Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and Tobias Harris. We're talking about putting your foot in the ground and getting upfield type guys. They were all some power backs tonight against what we were all told is the best defensive big man in the league. Well, I think Joel Embiid told him to hold his
three-time defensive player of the year too, and he gave him 40 and 19. MVP for sure. I gave this pick out probably a couple weeks ago before it got down. It was plus 500. I hope those who follow me, I wish I was on the show to give it to the fans out there right now, but I've been on Embiid for MVP at a prop bet of plus 500. We're going to eat that up. Harden's coming on strong. I don't know. It's going to be hard to stop triple-double after triple-double, but this is old school, like you said, in the paint, big guy game. We haven't seen a center this dominant since Shaq, giving you 40 and 20, where they just can't stop him.
Spot on, Nate.
Nate, not even just him. You're talking about Ben. Yeah, right. One second. You're talking about Ben. Yeah. Tobias are eating inside the paint, too. I mean, you're talking about three guys that are going Sam Hinkie, what Sam Hinkie was trying to do, which was go to a little old school because analytics say, what's the easier shot, right? If I have guys that can get to the rim, they're the easier shot than settling for threes. And the fact that you hold a team, I don't even know what they held him inside the arc, but it was atrocious. And we outshot the Utah Jazz tonight when we shot 32% from three and they shot 50. Go ahead. What were you going to say, Rye?
So we just posted this on our A2D socials. Follow us, A2D Radio. Speaking of Joel Embiid, 40-point, 10-rebound games, all right, this season. Joel Embiid has 5. The rest of the league has a total of 4.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
The rest of the league has a total of 4. Our guy has 5.
It's not even like just that. It's like there can be like stat stuffers, right? And there's guys that are like, again, you turn the game on, you're like, oh wow.
Well, I mean,
right? Like wow, like oh wow. He's like, if I'm a Jazz fan, I'm like, did I pay Rudy max money to get fucking owned by Joel Embiid? Oh my goodness! Because there was numerous times where Rudy Gobert was on the ground and Joel Embiid's going up for a dunk. Like he imposed his goddamn will. I love it. I love this kind of basketball. Everybody else can settle for fucking threes. Everybody else sit around the arc, settle for threes, and we will eat you up inside. And that's what this team's built on with them 3 guys. Because that's when they're at their best is when Ben and Tobias are getting. Ben doesn't have a mid-range game, but when Ben's downhill and Tobias. That mid-range game and ability to absorb contact and get shots in good spots, easy shots. That's the difference that I think this team's going to be a problem than some of the others. That's why I think the Nets are an issue because when you look at it, Harden, KD, and Kyrie all love getting to the basket. I all love getting to the basket too. They love jacking, but they enjoy getting to the rim.
Yeah.
No problem getting to the rim, the three of them. So that's what it's going to say. Who's going to impose their will more, right? Who's the stronger of the group? Because these two teams, I'm telling you, are neck to neck. And that's why I'm clamoring over like a bench guy who can drop me 20 because they don't have that. They have nothing coming off their bench that scares you right now.
And there's
and a lot of value too on the Sixers for my bettors. They're 15-1 to win the whole thing. A lot of value there still. A lot of value still there.
And Tom, to your point, the Nets and the Sixers, they're so different when you talk about teams and how they win games. You know what I'm saying? One team is more of a, they could do a little bit of everything type thing with an MVP candidate in Joe, but they don't rely, obviously, on the three, and they can also defend. The Nets are flat out, okay, we're just going to outscore you, and if we're not able to outscore you, we're not winning games because we play no defense, and we really don't have that much of a bench at all.
No, you know what I don't like, Rye? 79 people watching, 24 likes on YouTube. You don't need to pound that shit. You don't need to pound that shit. The Sixers going to the finals. Pound that shit when you 10-9-8 talking finals talk. All right, we waited. We trusted the process. We waited. We waited for wins like this. We waited, like Rye said, to the Carolina to a point like statement wins, right? Where the national media needs to say, oh, fuck. People around the league better say, oh, shit. If I got to watch tape on Joel Embiid eat Rudy Gobert up and then I got to go face him, I want no part to have him a big man.
Tom, it's one of those nights, Tom, where if you weren't doing a show right now, I would expect a video of you running down the street to Broad. Like, I would expect one of those videos from you. Like, that's what it feels like to me.
It does have that vibe because, again, it's a game where you're like, they're going to lose this game. Like, we need bench help, right? Not our starters. Like, I'll never run from our starters.
You're watching the game. You're pulling up the trade machine. You're making these trades. And then all of a sudden, it's like, damn, we're in OT. We got a shot right here.
The game is built on runs. They were what? I think I was watching the first half, and they were over like 60% in the first half. You got to know they're going to cool off on the second half. There's no way they're going to stay that type of percentage, for the full game. You know what I mean? So I didn't know if they were going to win, but it just shows to you how about the coaching, right? We've seen this team together. How about the coaching from Doc? Brett Brown had this team, and he couldn't get and maximize this team. And look what Doc's doing. He's maximizing everybody on this team. What are we talking about? Tobias Harris looks like an all-star. Simmons looks like, an aggressive Ben Simmons. Embiid is playing like he's the best player in the league. And then we got our role players stepping up. Man, shout out to Doc on this one, too.
Shout out to Doc. Nate, you're 100% spot on. You know what I want to say about Ben and Doc? Can I say something about Ben and Doc real quick? You know what I love about Doc? From day one, he said, I don't give a fuck about the three with him. I don't care. So guess what Doc did? Doc said to the elf, Doc, a basketball guy, with the elf in the room is the three ball. And he shut it down and has been shutting it down, right? He wants him to play his game, okay? The one thing Brett Brown never did was shut it down. He never shut it down, right? Which made him put a microscope on it even more, right? You got a basketball guy in Doc saying, let him play his game. Now the guy over the last 7-8 games has been, I don't even say longer than that.
Unreal.
Maybe.
A totally different basketball player.
Couldn't agree, right?
Totally different basketball player. From start to finish.
Start to finish, you're right. Just downhill, right? Downhill. And it doesn't matter who the defender is either. He's on attack mode. Donovan, thank you. Good game, but we need a bench. Listen, I still agree that we're a piece away off the bench that make me feel really comfortable. Like a Terrence Ross who can drop 20. I'll keep saying his name, talking into existence. But, like, I just need something off my bench I don't have to give up a farm for, right?
Yeah.
Just a valued scorer, and they're all around the league. They're all around the league.
Now, when is the trade deadline? It's at the end of March, correct?
25th, right?
25th? Okay.
March 17th, I think.
See, and you guys were talking about at the beginning of the show, too.
A bunch of animals giving the wrong info.
You're right.
You're
right. The 17th,
the new league year. Yep.
June 24th.
No, but like how you guys were talking at the beginning of the show where, if you guys go on a run out of the All-Star break and go 8-2, I mean, the Sixers, you guys might be like, do we really need to make a trade? So, like, then that's when you can get, right in a tough spot right there and get jammed up. But I think if you can go out and get a bench guy that can, like you said, Tommy, can give you 15 to, maybe 15 to 18 points off the bench every night, you got to do it, man. You got to do it. Because you don't know how big your window is to win a championship. You never know.
No, and you know it's not a starting five issue, and it's not like I remember Ben and Joe can't play together. That's cute.
Yeah, that's out the window. That's out the window.
Totally out the window.
Max money guy, that's cute. You put him around a real coach and a real coaching staff, right? And you got younger players, you're going to get growth. You understand? You're going to get that boom growth because Ben said it. There's accountability all in that fucking room. From veterans on this roster that people might not love, indifferent. There's accountability though. Like even when Danny Green struggles, he can still hold you accountable because he's a veteran, right? If Dwight doesn't play his best basketball, he can still hold you accountable. And if them guys aren't enough to hold you accountable, you got basketball guys in Doc Rivers, Sam Cassell, all over this staff that are going to do the opposite of what happened last year, according to Josh Richardson, right? Of the accountability. Listen, I see you all over on YouTube. I see y'all. Look at you, 94 of you. Pound that like. Hit that subscribe if you're first time over here. Enjoy the conversation. Let's talk some Sixers tonight. All right? No Eagles. Eagles are not welcome tonight. Not up in here. Not up in here.
Nope.
Okay.
And
All right.
What happened?
You're allowed to wear it.
Nothing. I was going to remove the clothing.
No, we don't need a striptease after a win. Frank.
No free shows. This ain't OnlyFans.
No free shows. I mean, we don't need a striptease after a loss either. But that's beside. We got to win. So
that was a good Falcons loss. We got but hey,
yeah,
he took that shirt off right now. We definitely aren't going to the finals.
No, it would have been a curse.
It would be our must.
Curse. It would have been a must. Yeah, exactly. Very, very true, Tom. It's funny too, and to every one of your points when you talk about it kind of being, I don't want to use the word unnecessary because I don't want to get too wrapped up in the moment, but in a way it's becoming unnecessary when you talk about the big moves, the Kyle Lowry thing, because I was already lukewarm on it anyway, not because Lowry's not a very good player and not because he can't help us, but just based off of, hey, it's all about the risk and what you would have to give up and everything. But I'll just ask you because Tom and I know, like, we were going to have a bunch of, like, would you rather questions, but that was before, obviously, the greatest win of the season and one of the best wins we've seen in a while for the Sixers. So screw that game, but I have one I want to ask you guys in the fam at home, and it's the biggest one. Would you rather have this team make a Kyle Lowry or big type of a move where you're going to have to move a lot of bodies, or would you rather have them make no moves?
None.
If I'm a Sixers fan, I'm making no moves. I don't even touch the starting five at all. I don't.
And I know people were upset with Danny Green. I'm upset with him too, but still.
Look at the trade deadline when it comes up and see who's available that can come off. That can become a bench player, or you just go into the buyout market.
Real quick,
find somebody there.
Barry, I don't know. I give credit to this bench and Dwight and that run. That changed the whole course of this basketball game. But, I still would feel a lot more comfortable if I had one more scorer off of it. I don't need a star off of it. You know what I mean? I'm not star on. I feel like in a buyout, I can get a vet maybe. Like I'm maybe just looking for something small. That's it. But these next 10 games are going to tell you a lot too, coming out of the break on where this basketball team is, right? Because it's a gauntlet. It's a run of a lot of games on a lot of days. So you're going to find out some things. But, I think this team can still win it, still go to an NBA Finals as constructed. And I think tonight and I think other wins throughout the year have proven that when they've all played together. And that's not like your usual, they all play together and they missed a ton of games together. No, they have like a really strong sample size of that starting five together. And Ralphie saying not touching it. That's why I don't touch it. People are like, we'll move Danny to the bench. No, I like the chemistry we have out there. Guys know their roles, right? Guys are starting to know their roles when they're starting five even more. So all you got to do is maybe a little buyout, right? Maybe a little something simple. So
going back to the role thing too, Tommy. You take it back to last year. Yeah. You take it back to last year when Glenn Robinson, when somebody asked him about if he knows what his role is on the Sixers, and he flat out said, "I don't even know what I'm doing half the time."
I don't even know what I'm here for.
And that was Glenn Robinson. He didn't know his role, but this year it seems like everybody knows what they're doing when they come onto the court.
So what do you guys say on that? I would say instead of a Lowry too old for me. Instead of a splash, I'd rather just say under the radar. That's what I'd rather have.
The question you got to ask yourself is, what are you giving up, right? And I think I've seen a couple trades out there, and I think the one I saw was with Maxey in it. And I'm just not giving up Maxey, right? he's too raw. He's young. He's a slasher. He's a scorer. You know, he kind of gives me that, you know, what if we saw what Lou would have developed here? You know, that kind of young guy off the bench who can give you, you know, 15 a night, you know, back in the day. So, but the problem with the way I look at Lowry is that, does he have that Chris Paul effect? Right? Is he going to make you that? So that, you know, is he going to take you in this his psychology? Remember, Lowry's a dog, right?
Yeah,
like Lowry's a dog. Lowry can still play defense. He's crafty. He knows how to score, and he's made big shots, a ton of them. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at that, is that what you're missing? Because that's kind of what you are, right? You're looking for that other gun, and then he's done it. He's a vet. He's been in the playoffs. He's won a championship. He knows what it takes. You know what I mean? So when you look at that, the problem is you won't have any bench. That's the problem. Like if you bring Lowry here and you don't touch the starting five, you're not going to have any bench.
Doing the same thing, so, Nate. We're doing the same thing we get with Jimmy when we had Jimmy Butler here, and we're top heavy and we have no bench. We can't do that. We're showing we can win games right now with our starting five, right? Like to your point, like you know, we're showing we can win games. So now we're going to go top heavy again and make a splash move, and then have no bench because you have to match the money. So if you're going to get a star,
you got to match the money.
Then you're giving a lot of stuff. You're going to be giving a lot of stuff up.
Yep.
Where you're giving up, you're giving up a draft pick. Like I said, you're giving up Maxey, and I think I typically don't agree with you, Tom, but I think I might have to agree here. I think you stay put. I mean, you're number one in the East, if I'm not mistaken. So why mess that up? Why try to shake that up and, chase something that's not there? Win with the guys you got.
Listen,
somebody's gonna have to step up. I mean, Danny's been terrible on this last stretch, and Seth is maybe just trying to get his legs back from COVID. Who knows? But though you brought those guys in to be vets, they know how to score, and they got to make big shots. I think Seth was a little bit efficient today, but I don't know what the hell Danny is. Danny pisses me off.
Danny's hit or miss, right? Seth's been hit or miss. But the other three haven't, and that's the difference, right? The other three have not. The other three.
The question is, can Ben do it in the playoffs? Like, we've seen this Ben. We've seen All-Star Ben, right? When teams really start clamping down.
I disagree with this, though. We've never seen impose your will Ben. We've never seen impose your will Ben ever.
We've never seen him this aggressive, but from the statistical point, we've seen him average 20 and 8 and 7.
But eyes lie. The stats lie, and I tell the truth.
To your point, to both of your points, because you're both right in this. We haven't seen this Ben or anything close to this Ben since his rookie season when Joel was out and they went on that winning streak at the end of the regular season. That's the last time we saw anything close to this Ben. But to your point, both of your points, it's still not the same. You know what I'm saying? Because that Ben wasn't as good of a player as this Ben was.
No,
he was exciting and he was aggressive, but the all-around player, he wasn't as good as he is now.
No,
and if he plays defense, and if he says, I'm going to take Greek Freak, or I'm going to take whoever the best guy is, and he locks down, I'm cool. I'm cool. But sooner or later, they're going to double and triple Embiid. He's going to have to kick it out to Ben, and Ben's going to have to do something. And I'm not talking about run into the lane and throw it out for hopefully a good 3. Mm-hmm. Be this aggressive that you are now when you're going straight to the cup, right? Do this when it counts. Do this in the playoffs. Do this when we need you. Then I might, and I say I might say, Ben Simmons is okay with me. Until then, he can walk. We're on the fucking train.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly. This has been a different Ben Simmons. This has been a guy.
I hope so.
This is giving you just watch him go to the rim. You watch him go to the rim. It's with more confidence. You watch him go to the rim. His body's stronger. He's a stronger player than he was. You can just see it. He's thicker, and he gives people trouble. And even when they do double Joel, right? At least him with the ability to slash and get to the rim that way too, which makes it tough on people. And in transition, he's almost unstoppable in transition getting to the rim at this point.
I will say though, Tom, we can work with this from Nate. Greg did the same thing with Doug Peterson back in 2017. We can work with this. You know what I'm saying? The negativity towards one we can work with this. This has worked in our favor before.
Yeah, as long as it takes us to where we got to get to.
Yeah, we can. This could be good.
But and I hope so, because I think that if he plays that 3-4 man scoring role, he's picking his spots, being smart. I think Doug has him really smart in understanding when he can pick his spots. And if he's a lockdown defender, then I'm okay with that, right? Because that's what he is anyway to me anyway. Mm-hmm. We want him to score 20-something points a night, and that just might not happen, especially in big-time games and big-time moments. I think he defers. He's not a dog.
I got to give a shout. I don't know who he is. He's a blue check mark, but this is probably the tweet of the night. Tall Maurice on Twitter. I don't know who he is, but he put it out there 10 minutes ago. He said, the Sixers beat the number 1 team in the NBA in overtime, and they ran a commercial showing that Wawa is now selling fettuccine Alfredo and burgers now. It's been a wild night.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little different.
I'll tell you what, I'll never go eat that shit at Wawa.
I agree. Nate, we had a long discussion.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't care how much they advertise or how much they pump up that they got burgers. You'll never catch me in Wawa getting a burger.
I'll stick to the hoagies. I'll stick to the hoagies. I'm good.
Hoagies and call it a day. Maybe I'll try it once, but no.
Yeah,
Hoagies only at Wawa.
Mm-hmm. I'm good. I've seen. I'm in a shout out. This is Tom. Maybe I should add your ass to this. I'm in a cheesesteak chat on Facebook, and somebody actually posted on there about that it wasn't bad. The Wawa wasn't bad, and he took a picture of it. It looked like those microwavable Jones that you used to get back in the day. You used to put in, when the bun got too hard because you put it in the microwave for a minute 30 instead of a minute 15. You know what I mean? That shit looked terrible.
Yeah, I'll sit out there.
I'm good.
Yeah,
Dominic said he's been a hot or cold player, Ben, but I think he's shown way more consistency through this stretch than I've ever seen him.
Yeah, I've been hot and cold the last 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. That's for damn sure.
Playoffs, man. We got to see what he does in the playoffs. Like I said, man, that's the magic time.
Yep.
Ben's been an all-star in the regular season. Let's see what he does in the playoffs.
Yeah, but he has to play like this, though. There's being an all-star and there's playing like this.
Yeah,
Joel Embiid's been great. Joel Embiid's been great, but he's never played at this level.
Yeah, that's obviously right now. Like, he was a little bit of a shooter. I mean, he still opens up his array of skill set. I mean, I think he almost made Rudy Gobert trip one time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? With that kind of. But then I hated that he faded. Right, he faded back on the right elbow that one time. But I mean, the shit that he's doing right now, like I said, it's old school. Akeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal. I give you 40, 15. Consistently. He's been so consistent this year. You know what I mean? When dominating. And if he's not dominating, somebody else went off and they were feeding that person the ball. Tobias had 30, or Ben had, a high 28 and 8 and 10. But night in and night out, when you look at this Sixers team, it's going through Embiid. And right now, he's playing like he's the best player in the league, hands down, like 630.
Yeah, 107 people watching on YouTube. Pound that like. Let's go over there. Subscribe to the channel. Giddy up.
Can we talk about that shot? I know we mentioned it at the very beginning, but that final shot from Joel Embiid in regulation, a person's not supposed to make that shot. I mean, 1 second before he turned around, he got to the marker, he was on the ground. I mean, that play was dead and buried. That team was dead and buried. He gets up as a 7-foot center, goes beyond the 3-point line, turns over a defender. What was it, Bogdanovich who was guarding him?
It looked like Bogdanovich.
And then he makes the friggin' shot. People, number one, centers aren't supposed to do that, and a lot of humans aren't supposed to be able to do that.
7-footers don't do that. 7-footers don't do the things he does. Like I said, he's a combination of you can just throw a bunch of centers together. Like I said, he's Tim Duncan's mid-range game. He's Shaquille O'Neal's dominance with his back to the basket, right? I mean, he's Akeem's footwork. I mean, he literally is everything that they said he could possibly be. He is right now. He might even be David Robinson in transition, just not at the Admiral's speed, right? But he can get up and down it. Ain't no question he can't get up and down it. Just not at the Admiral speed, right? Because Admiral was like a 4.4 guy like him, right?
He's got like that slow fat guy jog, but he gets down the floor.
But he gets down the floor, right? So
right.
The combo, and then the long distance game, that's the separator, right? Because it's like, okay, mid-range, Timmy, blah, 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 back to the basket, Shaq. But, like the shot Ryan was talking about, they take it into OT. But I can also step behind the line and kill you from three at times too. And that's what makes him generational. We talk about what makes guys generational. When you do stuff that nobody else has ever done, and you do it at a high level consistently, obviously. He's got to finish this off, right? We still got a whole half a season to play. But the way it's looking right now, he's everything that trust the process signed up for. Every goddamn thing. Thankful for Sam Hinkie. Thank you, Sam.
Exactly, Chris. And
think about that.
Everybody thought some people thought he was going to be the next Greg Oden with that injury history.
Me.
Same here.
5 years ago, I was sitting on these airwaves talking about, I don't think we ever see him. Think about that. That was
exactly
5 years ago, 6 years ago. We were talking about we may never see him play basketball.
And everybody thought, maybe we should find a way to trade up to one to get Andrew Wiggins or Jabari Parker. And look where Wiggins now. And look where Jabari Parker is now. It's crazy.
I remember
how much
difference with you guys during that stretch because Joel's been like my kid since draft night.
Yeah.
So I've been a believer that he would play and the injuries weren't that big of a deal. And injuries, I won't even call him injury prone. I would just call him a big guy who's going to need nights off once in a while, right? Yeah. If I said you can go 1 every 5, baby, but then 4, give me 40. I'll give you 1 every 5. We'll put it in your fucking contract. What do you want to sign? Hey, 1 out of every 40, you give me 40 and 19, you can take the 5th game off every time. Every time. Every single time. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. I'd rather have 1 out of 10, but I'll settle for 40 and 20.
I mean, just think.
You can take 1 out of every 5 games.
40, 20, give me a 50 here and there.
Yeah, we'll take it. But just think about this. And again, I'm not trying to get too carried away, but it goes back to appreciating greatness when we have it in the city, especially when you look at some of the other teams with the mess we've had to deal with, not only the past handful of months, but years. Think about the story of how this guy, Joel Embiid, got to where he was to now. I mean,
30
when
for 30.
I was going to say 30 for 30. I mean, 60 for 60. You know what I'm saying? Just double it for him.
Just think about the whole, listen, he gets drafted. He talks about trust the process, right? And it becomes this, mantra, and then we lose. We continue to lose. And then he's on, minute restrictions, playing, 18 minutes and, literally tickling our balls, giving us 20 in 18 minutes. And we're like, oh, my God, he's so good when he plays, right? And it's so good when you touch me right there, right? That's how it feels like. And then it's getting taken away from you. And then he's like, Joe Embiid, we're going to sit him down for 18 games. And you guys will see him again a little bit later. And it's been this whole thing to your point of is he ever going to play? And then we draft Ben, and it's is Ben ever going to play? And we got these guys that can be stars in this league. And part of it is, I give our fan base a lot of credit for something that I've never given us credit for. Most of us here have been extremely patient and understand the NBA and have not rushed to run these two the fuck out of town and have actually listened to me and a lot of people that said, give it time. You're telling me they can't play together? Shut the fuck up.
Trust the process.
Trust it. So now your whole thing you said, right, you get to this point where if this dude actually cuts a net down, if this dude just cuts 1 net down, you want to talk about a folk here of for the ages? For the ages? Guy fought lions and tigers and bears. Oh, my. And now we're cutting nets down and we're beating the king. We're beating the king, right? Come on. Let's go. I mean, that's a 30 for 30, a 60 for 60, a 90 for 90, a 120 for 120. I don't know what it is, but I would love to do the documentary on how a guy changed a culture. Changed a culture from winning 8 games a year. From winning 8 games a year to go to be an NBA final, an NBA champion. Imagine that. And an MVP. Oh.
How I feel? I feel like the perfect way, and Ralphie, you're going to help me with this. It's not even words how I could say how we all feel right now. It's just this.
Let's go! I don't like it with him. Yeah, you know what I mean? I could do without him, the Lakers. Let's go. You know what I mean? I know where it's coming from. I don't know if anybody agrees.
Actually, that was after Michigan State beat Duke when Duke had Cam Reddish and Zion and
Fuck him.
RJ and all that.
Disagree.
Ralph, I was trying to give you like an entrance into some
Yeah.
because like the Lakers flat out suck the past 10 games.
Look at this. We got I think we got a little Jazz, so a little salt. Don't put
Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City
salty tonight. Look at you guys. Doc's paying refs. No, you know what happened? You know what happened, Chad? You know what happened? Let me tell you what happened, Chad. Is Ben Simmons owned that bitch, okay? And Ben Simmons owned that bitch, Mr. Volume. He had more shots than points, all right? And guess what else happened? Joel Embiid took your max money, 3-time defensive player of the year, and ate his lunch and didn't even thank him for it, all right? And walked away with a win. We owned you. We owned you. We were the dogs. You want to say who the dogs in the yard were? The dogs in the yard were real clear, right? Who the dogs were, who were really eating. And the kittens came out. We knew who the kittens were. We saw the kittens. We saw the kitten. Donovan Mitchell walking in the locker room. Mr. Sensitivity. Don't say anything bad about him. God forbid. Shaq, careful. Nobody say anything bad. He's going to get up in his feelings. This is what Donovan Mitchell is. A volume scorer, a ton of talent. Kiss my ass. And Rudy Gobert, I love it. Because not only did Joel Embiid attack you, right? Tobias Harris attacked you. Ben Simmons attacked you. All right? So go enjoy the check and defensive player of the year trophies. But there's a new sheriff in town on defense end, and he's sitting right here. And guess what? I can make a case that Joel Embiid's a better defender than Rudy. So y'all can kiss my ass, Jazz fans. Let's go.
It's funny too.
If the Jazz fans can kiss your ass over on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Twitch. Let's go. Fuck the Jazz. Fuck the Nets.
And it's so funny too because he throws out one-dimensional Simmons when he shut down your MVP. You want to talk about, you have the MVP? You have the MVP? Your MVP was throwing water containers in the fourth. He was throwing friggin' water containers. And you want to talk about one-dimensional? And then you're going to say, hey, the Nets are going to take care of you. So now you've shifted to now you're living vicariously through Nets? You're going all the way to the East? You're living vicariously through them? Stop it. Enough.
Chad, what is your fanhood then, Chad, since you got all these shots when it comes to Philly fans? Because we'll eat you up. I mean, we really will. I mean, I don't know you want to get into this battle, babe. This ain't a battle you're going to win. Barry Jones says, Nets ain't sweeping the Sixers and Beat going to average 38 and 12. Maybe 38 and 15. I just don't know how DeAndre Jordan slows him down for 7 at all.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to slow him down. Not at all. The problem is slowing the Nets down. It's going to be a high-scoring game. Games for sure.
It'll be something like this tonight, right? It'll be something like you got to win a game like you did tonight. Maybe not an OT, but like a little bit higher scoring, right? You're not going to play. You're going to play good defense and great defense, but it's a contain, right? You almost got to contain them cats over with the Nets, right? Because you know they're going to get theirs.
Yeah, they're going to get theirs for sure. You can't. It's going to be hard to slow all them down.
No, you got to shut Joe Harris down, right? You got to shut the other guys down and understand that them 3 guys are going to do their thing a little bit, right? But you got to make sure nobody else gets involved.
Yeah, for sure.
He says he's not a Jazz fan, which A, I don't believe you. And 2, that's even more of an indictment because why are you so mad? What are you mad at?
Who do you root for? Out of curiosity.
James.
I mean, you awfully talk a lot about the Nets. Are you a Brooklyn Nets fan?
Why are you mad? You guys won tonight. What are you mad at?
Yeah. I'm gonna say you're a Brooklyn fan, Chad.
Why are you mad?
Dude, Chad, don't be excited about Harden in the playoffs, baby. You haven't seen that act. You can talk about KD and Kyrie in the playoffs. I'll agree with you. Don't give me Harden. All right, you want to talk about the Nets? It already shows you're a fraud if you're talking about Harden, right? If I start talking about the Brooklyn Nets, I start with Kevin Durant. You understand this, people? I start with Kevin Durant. Okay, then I go to Kyrie Irving. Then I get to James Harden. He is third on that basketball team in terms of postseason performances, right? Both KD and Kyrie have played better in the postseason than James Harden ever has. So I wouldn't go around getting too excited about postseason Harden.
Yeah, they're championships, dog. You know what I mean?
Chad.
Like they're champions. They won championships.
Chad.
You know what I mean? Big shots. End of the game shots to win it all. Let's not forget Kyrie and Golden State. Let's not forget Durant with Golden State in Cleveland. Big shots. Opposite side of the elbow, too, from 3.
He said Mormon
Fuck
country.
out of here.
He said Mormon country, John. I love it. John,
Chad, you're talking about wait till the second round, fellas. When we're talking about the Nets, again, we're here to help you. Help us help you. We wouldn't see the Nets in the second round, buddy.
I got 3 words for you.
Seeding. There's a thing called seeding, Chad.
That too, but I got 3 words. First round upset.
Who?
For the Nets.
Who?
For the Nets.
For the Nets.
Okay.
Against who?
Bold prediction.
I guess it depends on how they're playing.
Yeah.
I mean,
That doesn't matter.
they could match up against like the Celtics in round 1, the way the Celtics are playing, right? Like they could, where you
They
get
bomb on the Celtics.
they bomb on the Heat if the Heat stay low.
The Heat might catch a game or two, but they can't beat them in 7 games.
I don't know. I think the Celtics are a real similar team. I think that
To
would be
who?
that'd be a tough to the Nets. I think that's a tough.
Yeah, right.
And in terms of a series, they're similar teams. They got
Who on that team is anything alike the Nets?
I don't know. Jason Tatum's pretty good. Jalen Brown's pretty good. Kemba Walker pretty good.
Yeah, but they're not on the scoring level as the other 3 of Durant, Harden, and Kyrie. They can't score like them.
I disagree. I disagree completely. If you go through their 3 numbers and their 3 numbers, they're all right there with each other.
No.
Hard on that one. That's a
I
hard.
don't think so, bro.
That's a hard disagree, baby.
We're talking about, first of all, we're talking about James Harden, right? Who probably averaged, a 30 triple-double, right?
Durant.
And then you got Durant, right, whose average is 30, can score anywhere on the court from half court to the cup. And then you got Kyrie, who's probably the craftiest dribbler and scorer in the league. Like I like Tatum. He's smooth. He's got a real smooth game, and his game is improving. You know what I mean? But Kimbe ain't the Kimbe from the Hornets. Let's get that straight, right? That's not the same Kimbe we're looking at. And then Brown is an all-star, but he's not on the level of Harden or Irving or Durant. He's a couple tiers behind, buddy. Tatum, you can argue.
You're talking,
but he's still not there yet.
Talking about if you went and looked at numbers and scoring, them 3 score all with the other 3. That's as simple as that. They do. And if they have a healthier Kemba Walker in the postseason, I hate saying it, but the Boston Celtics become a little bit of an issue for people, especially
for sure.
They're a 6-7 seed guy somehow, right? They become an issue. Like I don't want to play the Celtics in the fucking first round. Would you guys want to? I mean, I know we can beat them, but I'm not trying to. I can do without.
I've learned my lesson with saying that. I've learned my lesson with talking about, hey, we'll handle the Celtics easily. I've learned my lesson in the past years.
They give us trouble, man. I don't know why. They give us so much trouble.
Well, I think they used to give us a lot of trouble because of the mismatch. And I'm not crowning Brad Stevens, but I'm crushing Brett Brown. I think it just came down to that, and it went from there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. It was definitely a big coaching mismatch for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One guy was innovative and knew how to stop his stars when his stars, Joel and Ben, were still very young. And Brett Brown just flat out sucked. I think that's what it came down to. You know what I'm saying? It's like once the Celtics had an answer, we didn't.
I think he was just too close to the situation, right?
Possibly.
Like just became like it's almost like these guys were all his kids, and he couldn't hold anybody accountable. Couldn't, you know what I mean? It was like the little things that we don't really talk about much, right? And then like I wouldn't even say his X and O's were horrendous. I would just say is like they weren't great. He wasn't as good a coach as Brad Stevens was. This wasn't as good a staff as we have now, right? But I just think like, being able to tell a guy, yo, right? I mean, able to say yo to a guy, a little bit different in Brett Brown's situation than it is with Doc Rivers, Sam Cassell, right? Like, that's where I think the difference becomes. Like, I think Brett obviously knew how to coach. Like, how does he not have no X and O's when he sat with Pop for 20 fucking years, right? Like, you sat next to Pop for 20 years. Like, everybody knows X's and O's, right? But can you hold guys accountable? Can you get the best out of your players? And then when you lose for so long, right, when you're purposely tanking, it's hard to flip the switch. I think they did a tremendous job essentially flipping the switch compared to what, like, to win 50 games when you're winning 8 and 9, 10. Like, that's not easy to do, to change from a losing culture to a winning one. So I'll give him credit for that. But like every other coach that started with young players, at some point you're not going to be the guy that's in the that takes them to the finals, right? It's happened with all great players. You're just most likely not going to be the guy. Steph, Clay, right? It was Mark Jackson. Couldn't get over the hump. Guess what? Steve Kerr comes in, you win. right? You see how this goes up, Michael Jordan. And a lot outside of like Popovich with his guys. Look around, right? Usually it's like LeBron didn't win a title with his first coach ever, right? You understand? Like usually you don't because you're young too, right? So you factor them things into it, and it's just the growth of a bunch of things.
And the fact that Brett Brown was there for what, almost 7 years, right?
Yeah.
So that's the same
7 years, yes.
Yeah. So that's the same voice in the same locker room for 7 years, and sometimes, and obviously, Greg Popovich been with the Spurs for almost my whole entire life, so that's different. One's a Hall of Famer and one's not. But when you're Brett Brown and you've been there for 7 years, and like you said, Tommy, it's just been down in the dumps, been tanking for about 4 of those years. Right. That voice can get a little, irritating to some of the players, and obviously, like you said, you bring in a new coach, and now look at this team. First place in the Eastern Conference.
And it becomes stale. The voice can get stale in the room. There's a lot of different factors when you're talking about professional athletes. You got to motivate these guys, especially young ones, because young ones you can still mold. Like I said, you can still get through to Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid at 23 or 24 and 26 years old, right? You can still help Tobias Harris out at 28 years old, right? These aren't like you got like 30-year-old guys here that are set in their ways, right? Obviously, Toby a little bit different, a little older, but Toby fits Doc's system great. But you can still get through to these guys, and I think they have as of right now.
So we have a quote from Mr. Donovan Mitchell, and he says, I quote, and he did a lot of talking, so this is just one of the many quotes, but I'll start with this one. Quote, "We fight through things, and the fact that we just continually get screwed in a way, we won this game, in my opinion." Ha!
Participation.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? What got screwed? What, Ben Simmons screwed you? Who screwed you?
This is what I hate. You know what I hate about players is,
a lot.
And I tell my kids this at a young age, right? Umpires never win and lose this game. We play. We control what we can control, right? If we play up to our level, then we should win. If we don't play up to our level, all right, we're probably going to lose, okay? So, stop blaming. Here's what happened. Everyone wants to blame somebody else. You lost the game. You shot 34 shots. I think you made 12 of them. So shut up, hold your L, all right, and stop being a little baby bitch, because that's what makes people not like you. This is what turns people off from the NBA. Everywhere you guys all want to cry about the referees. Lost the game. You played. You shot like that. You gonna blame it on them for a couple? Listen, you're talking about a couple calls may have went the Sixers' way. All right, I don't have to go back and rewatch the whole game to tell you that, okay? And tell you that calls didn't go to Jazz's way, right? That's how the NBA works, all right? But the NBA is pretty much even with their calls that you can't really blame games on NBA refs. All right, that's a joke. That's a cop out, and that's I'm gonna blame somebody else for my struggles tonight.
It's actually worse. I found the full quote. And I quote, "I'm never one to blame the officials, but this is getting out of hand. The fact that we continually get screwed like this, we won this game in my personal opinion. I'm sick of it. This eats at me. Y'all know what it is. We know what it is, but it's getting out of hand. The league needs to do something about this." About what?
What is he talking about?
Choking in the fourth? About what?
Talking about bad calls going against.
Yeah.
Yes. Constantly.
So take accountability. Two great basketball teams, all right? Nobody's saying on here, nobody in the world saying the Jazz aren't a good basketball team. They're very good. Very good. Mm-hmm. Can you just say, hey, they owned us tonight in the fourth, they owned us tonight in overtime, and they took the game from us? That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
No. Can you also, guys, the 142 of you watching on YouTube, can you hit that like button for us?
Yeah, every like goes for a tissue for Donovan Mitchell. You'll need them.
Every like. I'm sure some of you are going to.
Oh, look, I got a box of them.
Good.
Just for him.
It's kind of you, Frank.
I know.
Frank, your timing is impeccable.
Yes.
I know. Thank you.
It's almost like you were expecting Mitchell to cry like Salt Lake City.
Yeah. Salty tears. Yummy.
It's like
the Sixers keep getting bailed out. I don't.
No,
Chad. Come on, Chad.
Yeah, now you get.
My tissues fell. Oh well.
Max. Look at Hobbs.
Yep. Mitchell's FaceTime each other. You vent about how bad the officiating is and how bad the refs are in the NBA.
How much they hurt you this evening. How much they offended you. Get in your little safe space, you and Mitchell.
Mitchell shot. It's just a joke. He went. And that's what these guys do.
More shots than points.
Oh, he's 12 for 34. I mean, wow. I mean, hey, look in the mirror. I mean, wow, goodness gracious. Look in the mirror. This is what, sometimes guys shouldn't put a mic in front of their face till about like an hour after a game. Like, cool down, bro. Think about it. You know what I mean? Think about how the game went and then get in front of the microphone. Because if not, you're in the moment and your adrenaline's running and you say stupid ass shit. Like blaming somebody else for your loss. But fuck Mitchell. Fuck the Jazz. Let's talk Sixers. It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck, Keenan, not having Sixers basketball for a week.
Yeah,
but at least we go into it with a win like this. Could be worse. We could be waiting a week, right? Could be waiting a week, guys, and it could have been a game where we felt like we were never in, like it was for a little bit tonight.
It could have been a week of like a million. I mean, it's still going to happen because now it's going to be, you're going to make a trade to capitalize on this. But it could have been like, say, for example, we lost the last two games. It could have been, oh my God, here's 7 trades you could make to blow up the team. Like, I don't think we're going to get that. You know what I'm saying? So it could have been a lot worse of a week-long kind of absence with dealing with, but here's how the Sixers can improve. Now, to your point, Tom, we're going in with a ton of friggin' momentum. I would argue as much momentum as anyone in the league, maybe alongside of the Nets. But you look around. I'm just going to continue to say it. On Monday evening, before that game against Indiana, when we thought Joel wasn't going to play, we were all looking in the mirror saying, damn, we're going 0-2, 0-3. No, it would have been 0-3 because we were coming off a loss to the Cavs, right? So we would have gone into the break 0-3 possibly. And we came out of it 2-0. It's huge.
No, it absolutely is. Because they would be talking about blowing this whole thing up, like the fan base would. Dominic says, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say another added thing too. When we go back, they're gonna be letting fans in too.
Yeah, that'll be a huge factor.
You know what I mean? If you I don't know if you guys caught that. I think that was just announced that they're going to start.
How many people were they? Are
500.
they? Yeah. Okay.
500.
Like it's not that many. But then I heard opening day for Phillies tickets were like $300-$400. It was insane. I heard.
Yeah, and they're going to allow 8,800. I believe.
And they'll sell out too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
people need to get out and see some ball, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Whatever it costs.
Outside, they can honestly do 10,000-12,000 outside.
I think it'll get to that point. I think they're just slowly going up to it, but I can see where opening day it's over 10,000.
Yo, Fab, subscribe to our YouTube over there. I see you guys all, tons of people watching. Hit that subscribe. Turn your alerts on with us. Hit that like. I'm going to keep telling you until you all do it. Get us up over 100 likes. Get us to that 5K followers. You all can do it right now. Get us to 5K right now. We're right there. Creeping in. 5K-us. King me. Come on. King me, baby. Love a good king me. So do you guys believe that I know Nate talked about it a little bit earlier on, but do you believe that this team can do it in the playoffs? The Dominic's question. Can this be the same team in the playoffs that it is that you're watching right now?
If they're healthy, I don't see why not. To Nate's point, the biggest question mark is Ben Simmons because we've seen the formula in the past, and it's kind of like, well, yeah, the defense kind of changes in the playoffs. But with what they've been able to do before they tweak some more moves or add another body, I'm not at the point now where I could say right now that I don't expect it. You know what I'm saying? I think if they stay healthy and they continue to get – and plus we have to go with Doc – this isn't my words. This is Doc Rivers' words that they're not even close to being at their highest potential. They're still working with things a lot. Doc Rivers isn't even necessarily thrilled with the product they're putting out there. You know what I'm saying? He says they have a long way to go. So if they're on this track record where they're saying, hey, we're only going to get better and we're going to add a couple more if possible, maybe Ben gets even more aggressive and Joel does his thing, and then you're also looking, hey, I think we can all agree, all right? Great win tonight. You know, we've been playing well, we've been winning games, but I don't think anyone would say with a straight face that we've been playing A-plus basketball the last 10 games. You know what I'm saying? We've been kind of coasting. And to your point from earlier, I forget who said it, you know, but we're still in first place while Milwaukee's playing great and the Nets are also playing great.
Well, look at this.
We're kind of just coasting.
We're 6-4 in our last 10, right? The Nets are 9-1 in their last 10.
Yep.
And still in first place in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, Milwaukee's 500, and Boston's 500 over their last 10.
And that's without Durant too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where do you influence Durant? And I'm just looking at the Sixers, the second half of the season, because the season's always, tales of two halves. So we do have some tough road stretches. Like there's a time in March where we go to New York Sunday, March 21st, and then we travel across the country, play Golden State, play the Lakers, play the Clippers, play Denver. That's a tough stretch. And then in the back end of that too, in April, we got another tough stretch. We got Brooklyn, even though these are home games, but we still got Brooklyn, the Clippers, Golden State, and then Phoenix, and then we go back to back at Milwaukee twice. So, we got that's about what 10, 11 games where at best I'm hoping for at least 500, right? We should be Golden State, but that's a tough trip going from New York to Golden State within a day, going across country. Then we are at the Lakers. They're all, that's going to be a very big hype game. And then right back 2 days later, then we got the Clippers, and Denver's no slouch, right? And then, you sprinkle on some Boston in there. And then, we have Brooklyn and then the Clippers. It's going to be tough.
Milwaukee 2 in a row. That's never easy right there, right?
Yeah, that's tough. That's a
a
pretty tough schedule if you look at it. You know what I mean?
That's why this is important. We talk about like getting in the locker room and wins and all them things. This is why this becomes important, because from a confidence standpoint, from a belief standpoint, right? Like wins like that are big for your locker room and your chemistry moving forward, for sure. At least I think so. I mean, I think winning matters, especially for a younger basketball team that's trying to get over that hump, right?
Mm-hmm. True. Ralph?
Right.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. Like Nate said, that tough stretch, outside of the All-Star break, going to Golden State and that West Coast trip. We all know how tough West Coast trips are for Eastern Conference teams sometimes, but it's going to be interesting to see how they play during that stretch.
Yeah, and stay healthy.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, 100%.
They can play like this in the playoffs. And the reason I'll continue to harp like that is because they're imposing their will inside, right? Like it's one thing to say like, oh, can they keep up their 3-point percentage in the playoffs, right? Like that's another conversation that a lot of teams around the league have to have with themselves, right? The conversation with the Sixers is they get high percentage shots. They get high percentage looks. I'm going to continue to run to like, yes, three-pointers are important. You got to hit open threes, right? But I am not a believer in sitting around and jacking threes all game. I'm a believer that you're going to beat everybody else by doing it the other way. Look at the Lakers. Look at the Lakers last year. You think they beat you up by hitting the three? You're all fucking crazy if you think that. They beat you up by beating you up by LeBron imposing his goddamn will. AD imposing his will. They beat you up by being stronger than you, right? And yes, did they hit threes? Of course, right? But Ralphie will attest to it. They were more of a team that got to their basket well, right? And it opened up their three game, right? The Sixers are doing the same type of thing. They're beating you up inside, and it's giving them open looks right now, right? And which you think come postseason time that you would trust in Danny Green to hit an open look, right? You would trust in some of these things that you have here to be able to do that, because teams are going to have to decide how they want. Like teams are going to have to game plan to say, all right, we're going to make them shoot the three then, right?
Yeah.
I think there's enough good 3-point shooters here to say, all right, you want us to play that game? We can hit enough. We can shoot 35% from three, right? If
you can hit that in the playoffs, because we know once the playoff time comes, everything slows down. And going back to like what you were saying, Tommy, about the whole down low presence. It's the same thing with the Sixers this year, right? Whether you like it or not, Dwight Howard is a game changer right now for the Sixers when Joel goes off the bench. Whether you can agree with that or disagree with that. because whenever Joel goes out, you know Dwight's fighting down there. He's not letting no nights off for Dwight. So if you're thinking, you're a team down there like, oh, finally Joel's out of the game, and then here comes Dwight, and by the time he's off the back onto the bench, he's got 10 points and 8 rebounds in a matter of 8 minutes.
And the block
Conley
tonight, I think it was the block.
Yeah,
like it was a big spark, and that's what we need from Dwight Howard. You're 100% spot on, Ralphie. That's the guy who doesn't take nights off. I mean, 36 years old, 35, whatever he is at this point of his career. He never takes nights off, and he's always.
And you saw that last year when he was playing with the Lakers. No nights off for him, man. He'll get at you whenever he wants to, and it's still crazy to see. Like you said, Tommy, 36 years old, and he's still doing it.
And a lot of people had. I mean, we all talked about it. I don't think anyone was upset with the decision to bring in Dwight Howard, but he was a guy that had a lot of questions about him, the type of leader, the locker room, all that stuff. So for him to go from that mode to where I would say about 50, he was kind of split amongst the fan base. A lot of people were, were happy about it. A lot of people were kind of like, we don't know. For him to not only be an instant energy guy and obviously do everything he's been doing on the court, he's one hell of a leader. And I'm not saying that. His teammates are saying that. His coaches are saying
why is that? He just played with the king.
Culture. Yeah, right.
I don't give a rat's ass. Listen, I'm a respect greatness guy in the moment, right? I just am. Okay, he's not Jordan. That's fine. Doesn't mean he's not great. Just because he's not Jordan to me doesn't mean he's not great. I'll say that a million times. So when you play with greatness, right, and you want to stick around in the league, you want to play a couple more years, you want to make another $20 million the way the NBA is giving out money, right, and have a role in this league, guess what you start to do? You start to realize, okay, how can I be a great leader as a veteran, right, because that can keep me around. How can I be an unselfish guy at this point in my career? Playing with LeBron last year, right? He went to Charlotte, and that's cute, right? Right? Averaged 20 and 10, and they stunk. They stunk, right? So he finally realized that, like, okay, I got to start going to play somewhere where I can actually win. And go and play with LeBron changed him. And Danny Green, to me, I don't care about his production. I'll yell and scream about this to the people. Nobody's got to listen to me, all right? But that's a winner, dude. That's everywhere he goes, he wins. Everywhere he goes.
And I think having Dwight Howard on that bench, you can agree or disagree with me on this one as well. It's helped out Joel Embiid big time. Because now he has somebody constantly in his ear, dude, you got to do this. You got to post him up. Don't be shooting the threes all the time. If you're dominating him down low, dominate him down low. There's no reason to take threes.
You think when they're running practice,
that's helping out Joel Embiid a lot.
Yeah, you think when they're running practices, Ralphie, that Dwight's making it easy on Joel on the side of things? No, he's going to make him work harder. Work harder because Dwight is a good defensive player. Not that he's going to slow Joe down, but you guys understand what I'm saying. So like, you guys make guys work. Danny Green from day one has been yelling at Ben Simmons about shooting the ball and being aggressive, right? Right? Mm-hmm. From day one, he walked in the door saying, I'm going to hold him accountable, right, no matter what. And that's what we're watching. So let's get to Lord. Got a question for us, Lord. Thanks for the donation, brother.
Thank you, Lord.
Everybody out there that does use the super chat. We're going to have special membership stuff coming up for you guys shortly where you can get in on a monthly membership for special types of shows for the people, either 99 cents we're going to have some for. We'll have some $4.99s and we'll have some $9.99s, which are different. The $9.99s are going to allow people to come in and do special shows with us. Come on the air with us. $4.99, we'll do special shows.
Love that, Tom. Love that.
For them special $4.99 chatters that can come in and it'll be like a Q&A with us. And the 99 centers, listen, you're going to get your questions read no matter what on every show. You become first priority because, you're supporting the brand and supporting us. And you can support us by hitting that like on YouTube right now or wherever you're watching. And please subscribe. Subscribe on YouTube, right? It's not just us on the air. We got tons of shows on here. So you might not like me, and you can kiss my fucking ass, and that's fine. All right? But there's a lot of guys you might like. And if you don't like me, guess what? Guess what's going to happen? You're going to keep coming back.
I'm tired of you doing this to people, Tom. I'm tired of you doing this. You can't tell people to kiss your ass and then ask them for money. You just can't.
You absolutely can. 2021, you can do whatever you want now.
But that's called OnlyFans.
Well done, Frank. Great timing again, buddy.
Timing. Good. Frank the timer.
Look at that vaccine. It didn't affect you at all, babe. Look at it. It might have woke you up a little bit. I feel a little different from it. I left feeling like,
his spidey sense is tingling.
Yeah, I was driving home with my kneecap. Nothing I haven't done before. But like, you know what I mean? I was kneecap driving on my way home.
Best driver in South Jersey. You're fine.
Yeah, well documented.
Yeah.
So, like, listen, the hypothetical to Lord, right? Embiid wins MVP. Does he get to be the East All-Star Game captain over Durant next year? Would love to see who he picks for his squad. You know what I would think, phony Lord? Guess who would take number one?
Russell Westbrook.
Ben Simmons.
Ben
Simmons.
He's not taking Ben.
That's
He'd
his
be
dog.
stupid to take Ben.
You knock it off, Nate. Let me have some fun. All right, he's gonna take his dog, and we're all
Nate, they're roommates. Nate. They're roommates, Nate.
Ben's milking the baby.
Yeah, right.
Ben's milking the baby. You know what I mean? We'll be talking like that.
Yeah, right.
Ben's doing the rock of the baby for Joe. Chris, I appreciate you, brother. Todd, yes, it was a mic drop. Yeah, I'm not even reading chat stuff anymore, so it's irrelevant, guys. You guys continue to battle. We appreciate the engagement because little do you know, you just drive the show by your nonsense. I tell that does people all the time. You can keep coming in. Attack City, baby. I love attacks. I didn't get in this to sit and play kumbaya with you, right? I didn't get to play patty cake. That's not what I got into this for. I got into this for verbal assaults. So I enjoy it.
Sorry,
what was that? Right,
no, he Island Style was asking why Mitchell walked off the end of the game. I think he fouled out of the game.
Yeah, he fouled out.
No, he got injected. He got ejected.
Oh, he's really in his feels. Sorry,
right, Ralph. I thought
he did get ejected. Yeah.
Uncle Saul.
Hey, Lord, I want to send us out to Lord. I know I gave this out a little bit early. You might have came on the show again, but right now, Embiid is now the favorite to win the MVP at plus 240.
Oh wow!
I took him at 550.
Yeah, I got him at 550.
Yeah.
Go back.
I got Joel at 550. Ben when he was at, I think it was at 1,000, I believe.
You got Ben as the MVP?
Defensive Player of the Year at.
Oh, okay.
1,000.
I was about to say.
I love that. It's high value right there.
I was about to say somebody mute him for taking Ben Simmons for MVP. Somebody fucking mute him.
That wouldn't have been good timing, Frank. That would have been bad.
No, that would have canceled out the zinger from you about 2 minutes ago.
It's gonna hard to beat Rudy, man. Rudy's tough. I feel like Ben needs some more notable.
Is he tough?
Like the Luka, like how we shut down Luka.
Nate,
Nate, is he tough? Nate, he was on the ground all night. JoJo ate him up. I mean, the toughness gone. Go lick another microphone, Rudy. All right, toughness out the gym. Toughness didn't come to the gym tonight.
No, not tough in terms of just like what you're thinking tough. I'm just saying in terms of what does Ben have to do to edge Rudy out and win Defensive Player of the Year? That's going to be tough from what he has from his body of work so far. I mean, he just met what we're talking about right now is the MVP of the league. Nobody else is doing that to Rudy outside of Embiid, right? He sees a lot of other players. You know what I mean? You have to account for him on the court. So what I'm saying is for Ben to be in this conversation, now I'm looking at the odds right now, and this is brought to me by FanDuel. We need to get paid for that now just because I dropped their name.
Yeah.
But plus 350 for Ben Simmons to win Defensive Player of the Year, which is not bad odds. But Rudy is now minus 210. It's going to be tough to overcome that.
I want to say something my Uncle Sweeps always says, right? Ben Simmons is shown, like we talk about pitchers, right? And they wheel their nutsacks out, right, onto the mound, right? Ben Simmons wheels his nutsack out from a locker room every single game on the defensive side of the court. And when you hold 12 for 34, right, tonight, right, against a player of Donovan Mitchell's caliber, right, and the other guy who you're fighting for Defensive Player of the Year with gets 40 dropped on his ass, woo! I think them odds shifted real quick, and they're going to continue to shift because this dude is doing it on a nightly basis. You are 100% spot on, Nate. It is hard to take the award away, right? But the NBA wants to promote, unlike other sports, they want to promote their young stars. They try to, right? And knowing that, if he continues this on the defensive side of the court, he will be Defensive Player of the Year. And I'll say this, right? We're talking about him. There's another guy on this team that I think's right there with them in Joel Embiid. I think Joe's a better defender than Rudy Gobert is. He just hasn't won the award, right? So, to me, there's two guys on this team. That's why I think we're going to the finals, motherfuckers. Let's go. And John,
11-1, Joel Embiid to win Defensive Player of the Year right now. 11-1.
There's a realistic chance that, and it's extremely rare. I don't remember the last time this happened. For all the historians out there, maybe somebody can tell me in the chat or anybody, that there is a serious chance at the end of the year we could have 3 title winners. Well, really 4 if you talk about the championship, but I'm talking about like individual awards: Coach of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, MVP.
It's got to be Phil. Right, Phil had to have at least one, maybe one time.
Yeah.
I would think right off the top of my head. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think Dennis won the Defensive Player of the Year while he was in Chicago. I think it was the Spurs years.
Scotty might have.
Scott might have. But I thought, did Mike win it both one year, or was that just the –
No, he did. He did. I don't know. He did win. I think he is. I think he's one of the only few guys that ever won Defensive Player of the Year and MVP.
MVP. Like, I know it's him, it's Will, and like somebody else that's old that I can't think of.
Ralphie, we're trying to figure out the last team that had the Coach of the Year, the MVP, and the Defensive Player of the Year all on the same team in the same year.
Now, how many times did MJ win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year?
Well, he won Defensive Player of the Year like 3 times, 4 times, maybe even more.
I think he won it 3. I think he was an MVP 6 times.
Yeah.
Every time he won a championship, he won 6.
It crossed over. He won a Defensive Player of the Year and an MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won it in 1 year. But I don't know if Phil won the Coach of the Year that year.
Yeah. But guess what? All that stuff is all great. I don't give a fuck. I want Broad Street. So all that stuff might come with it, and if it comes with it, then I'm all in. But you can tell me, Tom, what I'd rather have, and I know you guys all agree with this, but I'll trade all that for a title right now. I don't need the player accolades. I need the team accolades. Now, usually when your guys playing at a high level like this, and you're in that conversation, right, usually the accolades come with it, obviously, especially in the NBA, because the NBA is more star-driven than any other sport there is, where like 2 guys can win you. Oh, yeah. AI Brown Mutombo. Wow. Guess what? I don't want that. That's a loss to the Lakers.
Wow.
That's a curse. That's a curse.
We don't want it. Get it off the board.
Now, to your point, Tom, I would rather have the 1 big trophy than the 3 little ones.
Wow. That's crazy. How do we not get AI? How do we not get the Sixers? We're from fucking Philly, right?
I guess we forgot the Mutombo thing.
Yeah, I guess so. Because he was a mid-season trade.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. My bad.
Crazy.
Go ahead.
That's the last time. Wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
Shout out to that fan for looking up, man. Give yourself a like. Just hit the like button. Give yourself a like just because you looked it up.
Yeah, come on, give it a like, give it a subscribe over on YouTube. Coach y'all fam, the memberships are coming. That'll be fun. We're gonna do a lot of fun shows just with the family that's part of the A2D membership package. I was always against membership stuff because I was like, okay, well, it's got to be inclusive stuff. So, they're giving you the ability to have some inclusive things on YouTube, which is really cool. So.
And the biggest thing, fam, that we're doing that a lot of, like, I agree with Tom, with certain things, I'm not a fan of the paywall thing, but remember, we're adding on to stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like we're taking our shows and putting it behind a paywall. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything's staying the same. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's all extra stuff we're adding.
There'll be an extra show a week dedicated just to, different membership people or pricing or whatever the hell it is. So we'll have fun with it. Yeah, Drew.
I love the idea.
Drew 210. Joel equals MVP. Yes, he does. Yeah, we are still scared from the loss with the Lakers fighting. Well, Frank can read that one.
Fighting the Turk with Swa, which he said earlier in the chat that he's from Australia. So where from Oz are you from, Swa?
Benny guy. Oh, Aaron McKeel also won 6th man of the year that year. Kevin Bush says, "Wow, yeah, that's all right. That's right.
Holy smokes.
That's right."
Love Aaron in that 16-footer.
I'll ask you guys this question, right? I do love that 16-footer, Nate. You're 100%.
Love that 16-footer from Aaron.
Quentin's my guy. I love Quentin. He said, "You already talked about fans coming back after the All-Star break." We semi did. I want to ask you guys a question. I know we're gonna play well at home regardless. I mean, we played some games on the road where there was like a few fans in the arenas, depending on what arena you're at. But I still think this is a 500 team on the road. Do you guys disagree with that? Do you think the fans being on the road changes this basketball team? Like it's like PTSD? Like the fans come back and now you can't win on the road, or do you think it's changed?
No, I think the problem was more of a culture thing with the road. It's that it goes again, not to crush Brett Brown, but I think it was more of an indictment of him and how it was all about leadership and accountability. There's too many guys, there's too many leaders, there's too many big time names with a ton of experience, even in the bad moments in this locker room, in this organization. So there could be 0 people in the crowd, and there could be thousands of people in the crowd. To me, I don't. The comparisons sometimes they creep out, and you say, "Well, damn, this looks like last year's team," but it's a completely different culture. So it doesn't really matter to me anymore.
Yeah, agreed. You guys, what do you think? Does it change anything for you? Does it think like the PTSD, creeps in, or is this team proven to you? Like it's proven.
Cleveland, okay.
Like it's proven to me and Rye that it doesn't matter.
Thank you,
No,
Swab.
I think it completely matters. I mean, I think there's a real home field, or home court advantage, and we've seen it year after year. We've been dominating at home, and we're doing it with no fans. So to me, it's just going to bring back that old good feeling with us being back. But I'm looking at their schedule right now, and I think we talked about this maybe a week or maybe even 2 weeks ago. I'm still on the other side of this. I think that they're going to be a sub 500 team on the road, because I'm looking at all their losses, right? And they don't have many. They have 12 losses, and out of those 12 losses, right here,
9 of them are on the road.
Well, yeah, is it 9 of them? I'm trying to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
10,
6, 7, 8, 9. I think you got 9. Yeah, I think you're right. 9, right?
Yeah, but usually, yeah.
Yeah. So 9. I'm just going to skip over that. You know what I mean?
Slid that one in there. Slid that one in there.
He see how he does fly shit with me. Only with me though. He tries to one up me. You know what I mean? But we'll go back and forth. 9 and 3. I mean, I'm sorry, 3 and 9.
8 and 9. 8 and 9. 8 and 9.
You said 8 and 9?
8 and 9 on the road, and they are 16 and 3 at home.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see what you're doing. Yeah, you're right. My fault. 8 and 9 on the road. You know what I mean? And that's a lot, man. And there's we talked about this before, and there's some bad losses on the road. That Detroit, Cleveland, they should be beating Portland. And I think we talked about this last week. Cleveland twice, actually, on the road. Can't happen.
But this game kind of makes up for it.
No, it don't. Hell no. There's no makeup. 2 losses to Cleveland on the road.
Yeah, but if you beat them and you lose to the Lakers and Utah, say, right, then everybody's saying you can't beat good teams. You can only beat bad ones. So it's a catch-22. You're going to lose games in the NBA, Nate. I'd rather beat the big dog.
Oh, for sure.
The Cavaliers, the Cavaliers are the new Orlando Magic. That's what I figured out. You know what I'm saying? How we worried about the Orlando Magic, be like, damn, how we beating them? That's the Cavaliers now.
Yeah.
Marky's right. Marky's right. I know Joe didn't play 2 road games. I guarantee out of that. Just off the top of my head. Right. I know there's probably more. How many times in them line losses was that starting 5 not together?
Yeah, because you didn't have them for the Denver game, right? You didn't have them for the Denver game.
Denver, I know one of the I think the Portland game we didn't have somebody. Right?
It might have been Ben that game. Or Seth, yeah, one of them.
I think
Ben played.
I think it was Seth.
Ben played that game.
Anybody in that starting 5 you take out. The only guy who's played every game is Danny.
Yeah, he has.
No, they all played. The starting 5 played in that Portland game. I'm looking at the numbers right now.
Okay.
They all played.
Did we have Shake?
No.
No, Shake didn't play.
Because that's the other thing too. He
got hurt in that game. Was that the game he got hurt in, or did he get hurt in the game before that?
I think he got hurt in the game.
I think he got hurt in the game before. He don't got no stats up. So.
That was when Cass. That game was when I was when Cass was born. I was in the house.
Yeah.
The Portland.
Correct. Yeah, because didn't Shake get hurt when you and I were on? It was against Sacramento, Tom, that Tuesday night. Remember he came down on the toe.
Monday night.
Was it Monday?
Yeah, because remember, no, it was Tuesday night.
Yeah.
We did a live reaction out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, of course, Len went in the labor at 4:30 in the morning.
We were like, "Hey, you want to do a live stream at 11 o'clock at night?" We were like, "Sure."
Yeah, a little West Coast. It was a little West Coast. Love Red.
Yeah.
West. John,
Yeah.
stop teasing me, John. I would love Terrence Ross.
See, no one can make
Where
fun
is
of
he
me
now?
Orlando.
He's still with Orlando. Yeah.
Orlando.
Ideal trade target before the deadline. Name Terrence Ross.
Nemanja Bjelica.
All right, Evan Fournier. Go back to the Magic who ripped you off for Markelle fucking Fultz, and please get one of these guys like you should have got him last time.
Mm-hmm.
My God,
JJ
I'm gonna look
Redick.
that up.
Shut up.
Sorry.
He said shit.
Wayne Ellington, DeLon Wright. I don't love either of those two, but you can get them for cheap. I mean, Wayne Ellington
way more than Wright. So
and Wayne you can get for Terrence Ferguson in a second like that.
you might not fucking give it. Yeah, he's making.
You could probably get Wayne Ellington for the same deal you got Glenn Robinson and Alec Burke for last year. Those 2 seconds.
But I'm just saying you would have to throw a player in there because of money. I mean, hell, give him Cork Mots. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn.
I don't think you have to throw that much in there, right? Because you're because he's making like nothing.
2.1, I think.
Like Terrence Ferguson. So Terrence Ferguson, who's an expiring contract, I believe. I don't think they have Terrence Ferguson.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Do we have a list of potentials? We're just throwing names out.
There's so many. Like people keep saying Lou Williams. I just disagree with that because why would the Clippers
why would the Clippers give up Lou?
Yeah, so you gotta look at like some of these teams that are on the outside looking in, right? The Magic probably are the best one to look at because I guarantee they are trying to dump some of these contracts.
George Hill
has 3 years left on his deal. How long does Evan Fournier have left on his deal?
2.
So you're talking about 2 guys that have 2 years left on the deal. If you tell me that you can't give them expiring contracts, that they're not, and some picks that they're just not looking to get out of money, what are they winning? And what do they think they're winning?
Yeah. Other team, Oklahoma City, George Hill makes sense. Who's the other guy over there? Ralphie Ariza.
Do we need another point though with Shake?
I would. I've read a lot of what Doc's been thinking and talking about in these pressers, and this is something he talked about before the season. Mm-hmm. There's a thought that they can really get Shake going again if he plays off ball, and that could be. Say it again, Tom.
I just disagree with it because I don't think he's a good enough spot up 3-point shooter. That's my disagreement with it, right? Like if you have a point guard that can shoot it, like George Hill, better 3-point shooter than him. I would buy into it, but what I've watched from Shake Milton, he's better at getting to the basket than he is as a shooter. His runner's good. He has a good little. He's good with his body getting to the rim against big centers and big men. So to me, his struggles is shooting the 3 ball. So and I watched him tonight run off point and spot up shoot and miss. So it's like to me, I'm more looking for. I'd rather go towards that 2 guard that can shoot it. And let Shake penetrate, because that's what he does well. So it's got to be one way or the other. Either the point guard you would bring in has to stroke it, or you go get a 2 guard to run with him.
And Ted, I hear you. I'm not like if we got a reason, it doesn't really do much for me. But we're just saying names. You know what I'm saying?
How about this name?
Shoot,
PJ Tucker.
What do you have to give up for him though? Because he's making money.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm looking, like you're probably gonna. If he's making money, you're gonna have to throw Danny Green in the deal, and I'm not doing that. Like I don't know, Ralphie. Like I don't know. Is he making a ton of money?
I'll look.
Yeah. Like if I'm the Sixers, I'm more looking at low end guys that are making a couple mil, and then going buyout. Like somebody was saying earlier.
PJ Tucker. That's the problem with PJ Tucker. He sucked this year.
Yes.
I'll pass on PJ Tucker.
Yeah, but the Rockets are on a 13-game losing streak, Tommy. I mean, nobody's good over there right now.
I hear you. But
I mean, they lost tonight again by double digits again. They got blown out.
Yeah, I'm looking at the buyout. The quick little buyout. They had 5. So one was what you said was George Hill, which kind of makes sense. The other one was Ariza. Well, actually, guys, you had named 2. Mm-hmm. Blake Griffin. There's another one out there.
Take him in 2 seconds.
Yeah, these are all buyouts. That's 3
these are all buyouts. These are just all buyouts. And Otto Porter Jr. And one that I think is kind of interesting is Snell.
Otto Porter Jr. is interesting in a weird way too.
I did not even think of Mr. Porter.
If they bought him out, like I would be absolutely contemplating bringing him in. If George Hill gets bought out, I bring him in a heartbeat.
I think
I
he's
like
traded.
Hill. Hill makes sense.
I don't think he makes it to the buyout. I think there's too many teams checking in on him. I think, and Oklahoma City, you know what they're trying. They're just, hey, can we get an additional second? Can we get a pick here or there? So if they can get anything for George Hill, even if it's cheap to them, they're going to do it. So I think that's the one guy out of that list, Nate, that probably doesn't get to the market just because he's a guy who he would be getting 2 years of control this year and next year. And a lot of teams are checking in on him. You know what I mean?
How do you guys feel about DeMarcus Cousins?
No.
He's like ninth on my list.
Before I get to the markets, running back Philly says, thanks for the content for my drive home, fellas. Appreciate you, brother. Steve says, I don't know why my screen just froze. Would you all take Lonzo and Josh Hart for Danny Green and Korkmaz? Wow.
Hell no.
No.
You don't want Lonzo and Simmons in the same front court.
Now.
Yeah, I mean, I like that Lonzo creates shots for others and all that, but I don't know. I'm good.
I drive that to the airport. Y'all fucking kidding me? I drive that. If I get that deal done, where am I driving Danny Green and Korkmaz to? Lonzo's shooting the three ball extremely well this year.
39%. Yeah.
Josh Hart is a junkyard dog to me. Always has been. I love Josh Hart's game. He's tough, right? Good bench guy. Huge bench guy to get, right? Now, because I'm getting more scoring from Lonzo than Danny Green and Korkmaz combined, and then I'm adding Josh Hart. Like I don't know. Like I don't want to touch the starting five, but for something like that, I would absolutely consider. Because don't tell me Lonzo can't shoot, guys. You're not watching the games then.
39%.
Don't forget.
Yeah.
Don't forget. We heard the first year LeBron was with the Lakers. I heard it. Who's going to hold on to the ball? They're both point dominant guys. Don't forget, before LeBron got hurt, they were one of the best teams in the West with 2-point dominant guys on the starting five.
And one couldn't shoot yet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and we were one of the top teams in the West.
I think you got to start giving Lonzo Ball a lot of credit for overcoming Daddy and getting better, because he's played extremely at a high level this year, and it's going unnoticed. Really, it's going unnoticed around the league. Like, this isn't Lonzo Ball last year you're asking me to trade for, right? Like, it's not like Ben Simmons 2.0, who's just a great distributor, can't shoot. This dude has changed his game. His three ball looks 100 times better. It looks confident. And then you talk about Josh Hart off the pine. I fucking love it. I love it. I feel like we're already better. We're way more athletic. Lonzo showed he wants to defend now, way more than he has in the past. That team in New Orleans isn't winning because they're puppies. They're all puppies. You're not going to win with all.
And they only have like 7 guys who can play basketball. That team's a mess. They're way too top heavy. That's their problem. That team's a friggin' mess.
Now,
and they're playing better basketball now.
From a length and defensive perspective, it makes sense, but
it's intriguing.
Like I said, you don't you don't want Alonzo in Simmons front court, man. Like, has Lonzo improved? Has his shooting stroke gotten better? Of course.
Why do you have to do it that way, Nate? Why do you have to run them together? That's my question to you. You don't have to necessarily run together. You can run Lonzo with your second unit, giving him 28, 30 minutes a night too, the same way, right? You can run it different.
Yeah, but I don't. Doc doesn't run 2 separate teams like that. Every once in a while, maybe at the end of the third, he might go, with his subs just to give his starters. But there's mix and matches the way Doc kind of runs it from what I've seen. I would think there would be times where they would both be on the court. But especially if you play Brooklyn, right? You want that length on the court. You would want them both on the court defending, whether it be Kyrie, Durant or Harden.
I think people are in their mind saying that Lonzo and Simmons won't be a good front court together. I think, if you're talking about Lonzo Ball early on in his career, I completely agree with everybody. Lonzo Ball this year, to what I've seen in his development, and Ben doesn't need the basketball unless you're talking about transition. And Lonzo runs the court great. I think when you do that, right, now you have 2 guys that are unselfish guys too, right? Which just creates more looks for guys. More looks. And both guys got the ability to get by you and create looks. I don't know. It'd be intriguing. I'm not saying I'm rushing. I would drive it because you're getting 2 better players than you're giving up. Like, it's fact.
I would say this, okay?
That's true.
My instant reaction was no to it. I understand why people definitely wouldn't want it. I understand why people would want it. And I would say to Tom's point, people throwing out, oh, this guy can't shoot. You're not watching then. You're going based off of his past 2 seasons. He's shooting 39% from 3. You know what I'm saying? He's shooting way over that from the field. So that narrative, at least right now, is not accurate. And to your point, Tom, like, it's definitely not my first choice as far as a trade. It's probably not even my second choice. But if that trade happens, I am trusting this organization, this coaching staff, and the GM, because they have, like, when we talk about, we can't say for like every other reason we trust Doc and Daryl and et cetera and et cetera. If they're going to then pull off a move like that, we have to trust them then too.
Yeah, and I'm
You
not
know what I'm saying?
ideal. Like, I would rather not give up Danny Green and just go get like a Terrence Ross and go that route, right? I would much rather go that direction than go this. But that's just an intriguing. I mean, somebody brought it up in the chat, and I think it's intriguing, and I think it makes us better because you're adding 2 better basketball players.
Yeah, and my one question on that for you, Tom, is that if we were giving away Danny Green and you're getting back, well, what was it, Danny Green and Korkmaz for those 2?
Yeah.
What's our starting 5?
Well, you still have Seth in your starting 5, so you gotta figure out who runs your 3. You could go Josh Hart at the 3.
Thibault.
Right. You could go Thibault at the 3 and have Hart and Lonzo off your bench with Shake. Wow, 1, 2, 3 there.
And
Lonzo
and Howard.
and Howard. I mean, that's not a better bench guy. I mean, Jesus, God, you don't
it's way better than the bench.
start them. And I understand guys are going to play together. I get that. Like what Nate's saying, guys are going to run together too. It's not like hockey. You're not just line change. You know what I mean? Like you guys run together too. But you can be creative enough to run all them guys. I mean, you have a lot of guys who do what you want to do here and get to the rim well, right? They get a lot of guys who get to the rim well, and Josh Hart and Lonzo. Josh Hart's always, I think, shot the 3 ball pretty well. Okay, like average, probably league average guy. But Lonzo, like you said, Lonzo's a better 3-point shooter than probably Danny this year for sure, and probably Ferk. So, shit.
I have 2 things for you guys pertaining to tonight's game. Ralphie sent me the one. So now we have Rudy Gobert talking, and he says, and I quote, and then there's a great Joel Embiid quote at the end of this, which I want to give you guys. But Rudy Gobert says, quote, "As I've been in the league and watching games, I feel like we don't get calls that everyone else does. I'm not able to get calls that everyone in this effing league gets. Hopefully they watch the game when they get home and they feel ashamed of themselves."
Woe is me, Rudy, you pussy. By the way,
last time he's talked, he started spreading COVID. So just tell him
he shut the league down the last time he
right. Last time he talked.
Listen,
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
So we got breaking news. We are so close to 5K on YouTube and 134 people watching. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Hit that subscribe for us. Get us over the hump right now on this show right now. All right, before 12 o'clock, when we go off the airways here, you get us to 5K. The road to 5K right now starts with everybody on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, head over there, subscribe. Give it a like. The like alone is going to drive it. More people are going to come in, and you get more subscribers. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
And Joel Embiid, postgame, says, Joel Embiid heard some people around the league say that he was too scared to play top centers around the NBA. His response was, and I quote, "As we saw tonight, it looks like I was very, very scared of him." Yeah, just keep talking.
I love him. My Twitter man. That's my Twitter baby. I love Joel Embiid. I fucking love Joel Embiid. All right, I love it because he did the Twitter game. He talked it. He backed it up every minute he played it. From whatever early on now, he's been productive, right? So it's about being on the court, right? What a guy. What an animal. What about you want to go against a guy who fought lions and tigers and shit? That's Joel's words, right? He said, "Rudy, you can't handle where I came from, baby. You can't handle it." He took a guy to the shed, fucking shed, and Rudy's out there bitching and moaning. You got eaten up tonight. You got chewed up and spit out. I love it. I love the toughness. I freaking love the toughness. A lot of guys talk shit, right, and aren't tough. That dude talks shit and is tough. And he's been tough from day one. People have called him soft. People have tried to run his name through the muck, too, in this city, some reporters. All right, and them guys are assholes because this guy defines toughness to me. This guy is Philly to me. Joel Embiid represents his city more than any athlete, in my opinion, all right, besides Allen Iverson when it comes to basketball, right? In my time of watching basketball, it's AI and Joel Embiid. They represent this city in toughness. Toughness on the court, right? Ate him up. Fucking MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. Give your trophy back. Give your trophy back. Give it back. He said they return it. Joel Embiid should have that trophy in his house the next time they play. Like, that should be the bet. Now, he takes the trophy home with him, and if you stop me next time and hold me under 40, maybe I'll give it back to you. Let's go. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. If Joel Embiid's a dog, y'all knew he was going to be. And, I'm so excited. I love basketball. I love basketball.
Great.
I love my other sports. I'm a baseball purist, right? I love football, obviously. Who doesn't? But, basketball is that niche sport for a lot of people. I love it.
It's been stolen.
I don't think I've ever met anybody who doesn't like football.
No.
Nobody I want to be associated with, Nate.
Right,
I want to be associated
not my
with.
circle, Nate.
Seriously, it's one of those things, Nate. If somebody says, hey, I don't, nice to meet you, I don't like football, I'll be like, well, you don't know me. I don't know you. You don't know me.
Yeah,
damn sure. No way.
We can't relate if you don't like football.
That's a you problem. That's not a me problem. That's a you problem.
John, Barkley got traded when I was a pup, though, for the Hornets, that Tim Perry. So, that's the only reason I don't like. I mean, Barkley was a dog. Don't get me wrong. He represents Philly for sure. But these guys are the two guys, that for me, it's like these are my guys. AI was prime years, high school years for me. You know what I mean? 01 was my senior year. I mean, you don't get any more tougher than what I watched from a 5'8" guy, really, in my opinion. So I don't know. Everybody there's it just feels good to have it back. TTP, any way we can get Markin in here. Markin will get hurt getting off the plane too. TT, you know this.
I'm gonna be irresponsible and say I'll do whatever it takes. I'll do it. I'll be.
Is that the dude from Chicago?
Yes.
Okay.
John, you're only a year older than me. But to me, Barkley, I remember him, but not you know what I mean? We were just young kittens, Johnny. We were young.
I remember Barkley. I remember him spitting on that girl and writing something in the Daily News.
You don't remember seeing it. You just remember reading about it.
No. Hold up. They replayed that shit a lot in slow-mo. So I remember seeing that.
Hey, he threw a dude out the window. Remember? He threw a guy out the window.
In a restaurant, right?
Restaurant window. He threw him out the fucking window.
Yeah. That's why we love Barkley.
I just remember him losing his powers to the Monstars.
Oh, Jesus, Frank.
Oh, Frank.
Frank,
you're killing the buzz. Frank, you're killing me. Frank, you're killing me. Jesus,
you imagine
with that joke.
2021, an athlete threw somebody out the window. Could you imagine that? Oh my God. They would try to ban him from basketball. You know what I mean? Wow.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Yeah,
that would.
Not today, honey.
And you know what's so funny, Tom? Going back to the Embiid thing, the audacity from not only this city but this organization. Last season, they tried to silence him.
After the Towns, yes, they did. I was against it, but he's also cleaned his act up.
Yes, he's locked in his own own right. He's locked in.
He realized me tweeting doesn't do shit.
I think becoming a father. He's been saying becoming a father's been big for him too. He's now fighting for something also.
I guess. I mean, I knew. I don't know. I mean, before Cass got here, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this bitch up a level. I'm gonna do more shows, right? So I feel that. I'm right with you, Joe. MVP,
Ralphie.
Sports talk, motherfuckers.
Joel and Tom, they went into maximum overdrive.
Yeah.
They kicked it into maximum overdrive.
I was calling salt water and taking teaspoons of honey.
Cal Ripken.
Fucking faces out here, still delivering your content, and you can't hit the subscriber to like. Grow up, then. Grow up. You dislikers. I see you dislikers out there. Yeah, Utah is exposing themselves.
I know it's not good. And this isn't TTP. This was a regular season game on a Wednesday. This wasn't a playoff game. Damn. Imagine if this was a finals game.
I don't agree with you fighting the turret or how do you say it? Turret. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love watching Magic, Larry, and Jordan. I mean, that was our shit.
What is that? Fighting the toilet with the swat?
With Swa, yeah.
He's from Queensland, so I guess
He's
it's an
from
Australian thing.
Queensland. It's Australia, yeah.
All right. Well, Frank, school me on that. What exactly does his name mean? What's the toilet?
I do not know.
Oh, you don't
Frank,
know.
you're supposed to know these things, Frank.
I'm not
Well,
saying-
you
but it does-
when he
but it
said
does
Queensland,
recommend-
you shook your head like
Yeah,
I was like, oh
Queensland
shit,
in the
Frank
northeast
knows
of
just
Australia,
all
which
this shit.
has been the Gold Coast, and then he also says try watching Australian rules football, the AFL. It's totally not like rugby. I've seen my fair share of footy.
Hey, do you know Jordan Mailata?
He was a rugby player.
Yeah, I
He played rugby.
thanks, Frank. I know.
Andre Dillard just rolled over somewhere.
Yeah, Ralphie, your boy. Go check
You
on
said
him.
something about Dillard, and my heart dropped.
Yeah, well, his did too. You probably both got teary-eyed. Fucking got to wrap. We got to wrap our fucking. Now we're doing it.
Yeah, I think I got
Yeah,
to
no, get away from the Eagles. No more. Get away from the
Oh,
Eagles.
for a fucking
That's
tangent. We got a
That's
fucking left tackle crying in a fucking locker room.
that's my fault. I brought up Mailata. That's on me. That's on me.
What are you doing?
It's okay to make an oopsie.
Technical foul, me. It's good. It's fine.
You're Donovan Mitchell. One more, you're out of here.
Yep.
One more, you're out of here, Mitchell.
I'll get the water cooler. I'll start tossing them around.
Oh, our all-time Sixers starting five. AI, right?
Doc.
The doctor at my 4, right? Joel at my 5.
Over Will?
Fuck
Whoa.
Fuck Wilk, I didn't see him play. That's why I made my
Neither did I. Neither did I. when I was a kid.
I don't need to see him play. All I saw was that fucking 100 points.
okay.
All I need to
You
see.
know.
Who the fuck else needs to see anything?
You didn't see it. I put things in I see. My all-time starting 5 that I watched. I didn't watch Will. I don't add in guys I never watched. It's unfair to me. All right?
Where does Andre Iguodala fit in? Is he on?
Nowhere.
Where's Aaron
I'm
McKee?
joking, I'm
Aaron
joking.
McKee.
He's off my bench. He's my 6th man.
How about Dolph Shays?
Oh, jeez.
Frank, you're a national treasure, bro.
Charles Barkley's going to run. Barkley's running my 3.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree
Barkley's
with
running
that.
my 3. God. So I'll Barkley, Doc, and Joe in my starting 5 with who the hell?
Kyle Korver.
AI, and I need a 2 guard.
That's a good question. Who is your? Well, AI was really a 2, right? He really wasn't a 1.
You could
Right? He
go.
really was your 2. So would you go Mo Cheeks?
Yeah, I was
Would you
saying
go Mo?
You got to go Mo
Go Mo at 1?
or
AI
Ben
at your 2?
or Ben if he cutting that down.
Yeah, we're not there yet with Ben.
We're not there,
Yeah,
but
we're
Ben
not even
can go
close to
Mo.
Ben.
But he said my favorite. He said my favorite.
You're like the
Oh.
Ben lover fanboy.
Get the fuck out of here. I smoked him.
Oh,
Have you seen my rooftop
no.
video in Orlando 2 years ago, Nate?
No.
Have a little respect, Nate. All right, he's grown on me.
No, ho. I've been talking shit about Ben for 5 fucking years. So let's not start.
Back checkers. We got to go back in time. Like I've been doing Ben for 4 years. You've been doing it for 5.
Don. Kyle Korver will be in the Furkan Korkmaz role. That'll be his role on this team.
Andrew Tony.
Where is?
Andrew Tony.
I feel like they did this, man. I feel like they did
Moses.
Yeah,
the
he's my
best
favorite.
starting 5 on all these teams before. I feel like this was like an ESPN thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like I've seen
5
this
minutes.
before.
Moses was here for 5 minutes. Granted, he got the ring, but Moses was here for 5 minutes. And essentially, I like this. AI and B, Dr. J, Ben, Barkley. You got to have Barkley in. That's your 5.
Yeah.
Of the guys that I watched and my favorites, they're my 5. That's my 5 favorites in my time watching Sixers basketball. Favorites. And
I'm almost positive they did this, man, and they did like almost like a bracket. You know, who would win? And I think it was like Jordan. I think it was the Bull. Was it the Bulls? But like it was like the Lakers. No, it was the Lakers and the Celtics.
Yo,
Because
sweet
it was-
time, Dan. Great one. Sorry. Before I forget it. Hershey Hawkins. Little Hershey Hawkins.
Hershey.
Little Hershey. Don't forget about Hershey.
I know about Hershey.
I did like Hershey. But does he beat out? But does he beat out putting AI at your 2 and Moses? I mean, not Moses and Doc.
Yeah, right.
No, sorry. Does he beat out as your favorite?
What is it?
If you put AI at the 2, and like we said, you either put Ben or obviously Mo Cheeks at your 1. So you have some ways to operate there.
And Don, real quick, that question of yours, that's a future show, Don. So stay tuned. That's coming up in a couple weeks. That's coming up.
Andrew Bynum. Chris Dunn says Dana Barros. Dana Barros never saw a shot he didn't like.
No.
Dana Barros loves shooting the basketball. I like Dana, though. We just stunk. But he gave you some exciting moments. He gave you a
What
couple.
about Spoon? Don't forget about Weatherspoon.
Spoon. They used to start shortening his name again to Spoon.
Spoon.
Spoon. They would hit you with. They wouldn't hit you with Weatherspoon anymore.
They would say Spoon.
Clarence
I
Weatherspoon.
remember that
Top
shit.
10 pick. Clarence Weatherspoon.
Classic jerseys. Those jerseys were classic too.
They were them shorts. Clarence Weatherspoon was a top 10 pick. He wasn't a top 10 pick. Clarence Weatherspoon. I like the Spoon. Elbow. Baseline jumper, he was money from the Spoon. If you remember. Anybody, some of you guys are young pups. Nate, you should.
He had a body's head
Yeah.
world. His head was so shaped weird. It was fucking nuts.
He had like big shoulders, I feel like.
Yeah, it was just oddly shaped.
Wow. Look at this. Doctor, AI, Chuck. Imagine this.
Man.
Ben feeding Wilt Chamberlain.
That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. Your typical Australian coming in. I love you. Coming in. Ben gets a nod over Joe. What are we doing? And he says he would love to see Ben feeding Will. Let Ben feed Joe. We're watching him. I love it. But it's like, I feel like it's like your favorites that you watch. Though. Like we watch highlights of Will. That's cool.
Yeah.
But like we're watching
There we
Joe
go.
Embiid
I found it.
right now. Like we're watching him. Like we love him. Like
And we
respecting Will. Will's a fucking goat, guys. I get it. I'll never disrespect Will. Ever.
Joel's also not a finished product yet either.
No, you think Joel can't drop 100? You think Joel can drop 100? Joel might drop 200 if you put him back then. We go. I know. I hate that.
Hey, this is the same guy who fought lions. He fought lions, Tom.
These guys can play in any generation, and so can Will. Like Will's not going to score 100 in today's game, but could he do Joe numbers? Absolutely could, right? But like same with Joe. If you put Joe, you put Shaq, you put some of the best big men you've seen in that era, just going against one guy who's over like 6'9", they're all freaking. It's a massacre. It's just like Will would be a Hall of Famer if he played in the 2000s or 2020, right? It doesn't matter, right? That's what I hate about people with basketball. Like, listen. Greatest can play in any generation. Larry Bird can play right now. LeBron James can play 20 years ago. Michael Jordan can play now. You know what I mean? Like, it's all interchangeable, right? I hate when they're like, it's too athletic now for some of them guys. Get the fuck out of here. Stop it. Them dudes were extremely athletic. Are we okay? Are we okay out here? A lot of athletic guys. Larry Bird, extremely athletic for a white cat. Extremely athletic. Come on.
Athletic wasn't even a word. People forget Larry used to average 35 and 15 in college. Like Larry was ridiculous.
Magic can't play.
Yeah,
Magic can't play today. Come on. You know what I mean? Like them dudes were athletic, unbelievable. There were some guys that weren't as athletic in the 80s. I get it, but the toughness was the difference too, though. So what made up for athleticism, you got with toughness. But people can't tell me like even in the 90s there wasn't tons of athletic guys playing a game of basketball. Like that's almost unfair to all them ballers in the late 80s and 90s that we watched. That's unfair. Like Isaiah Thomas can't play today. Get out of here. Go home. Everybody pack your bags. Go home. It doesn't make sense. And I hate Isaiah. But like all these guys can play. Joe Dumars can't play. He's going off the Pistons teams. Bill Laimbeer can't play. You know, it'd be like Draymond Green. Rick Mahorn can't go like this. Rick Mahorn can't give you the point.
Kareem would be KD 2.0.
Yeah, come on. All these guys would be able to play in today's game.
Yeah.
And vice versa. The great ones. We're talking about the special players, guys.
Yeah.
They all translate. You're like, LeBron would average 90 in the 80s. No, he wouldn't. Stop it. It's disrespectful to a lot of freaking good defenders that wouldn't be having that. Listen, you couldn't get that.
Yeah, put LeBron against the bad boys.
He's going crazy. I mean, no disrespect. I'm not even saying this because Ralph's here. I mean, I know for a fact because we've watched shows or games.
All right, they'll put a hit out on him. There'll be a hit out on him if you play trying to score that much.
LeBron's always doing he's always arguing with refs because he's always getting fouled now. he wouldn't make it back then. The way he thinks he's getting out physical now.
Well, see, he would because he'd be used to it, in my opinion, right?
He'd be seasoned to, yeah.
That's why I always say, like, all these guys complain nowadays, right? All these guys do. But back then they didn't, and they still did. Guys still complain back.
I mean, I think he would though. Like I think I don't know when Ralphie's going to step in here. I'm waiting for him to step in.
I've been handling it for him right now with LeBron.
I don't know, man. Once again, man, I'm on the other side. I got to disagree, man. I think Bron would do it in any era, any time. Wouldn't matter. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how tough they are inside. He's bigger than them all.
What are you disagreeing with? That's what I just said. I said he trained.
You know what? It's time probably for me to go. If I start repeating what the fuck you're saying, that means I'm tired. And it's time for me to go.
And it's also time for me to go as well.
I'm right here with you, brother. You know what I mean? Everybody, make sure you hit that fucking like button. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out ATD Radio. Make sure you check out Most Money. I'm here every fucking Wednesday busting all these boys' chops, man.
And check out Money Pop Podcast. Go give him a follow on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you guys are at. Give him a follow. Give Frank a follow. Adios, Frank.
Adios.
We got some news coming for y'all, too. We got some news.
We do. Conversation school. Nobody left yet, so we weren't there yet. Now we are. All right. Yeah, we'll do our all-star. We'll do our all-star stuff.
So this
hello.
See, I was prepped for it. I was trying.
Hey, how are you?
Got up close and personal.
Good morning. How are you?
Like this one. Hey. 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 What's this do? Nothing.
No, that's the share screen one. That's for the draft simulators. That's in a couple weeks. Charles
Oakley would have been in Bron's face. Yeah. Like, look, he would have been able to handle it, guys. That's my whole point. Like, he would have been fine. It's the fact of the matter is, like, all these guys that are generational talents or all-stars during, like, decades, right? Them dudes can play during any time.
I agree, Tom.
Yes.
100% agree.
And I hate when people try to say, oh, he wouldn't make it in today's game or LeBron wouldn't make it back then. Yeah, he would, though, because, like we were talking about, right? He would get seasoned. He'd be used to it. Just like if you put MJ in today's game, maybe people say he flops. I mean, because it's just a style, maybe. Who knows? But I think MJ does exactly what he did in the 80s and 90s today. Maybe even a little bit more because scoring's almost made to be not easier, right? But a lot more guys score than before. Like scoring in the game is up, right? So you got to think that Jordan was averaging like 30-something a game. He might average 38 a game in today's league. But he sure as hell is averaging his 30.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So this is interesting now. So fam, because we obviously have now 3 people. So it's depending on what you guys want to do. Because I'm thinking it's going to be like 2 of us against 1 person and the fam. You know what I'm saying? So one of us, if you want to do it, Tom, I could do it if you want to, Ralphie. What we're going to do in a second, fam, since the All-Star draft, the Team LeBron versus Durant is coming up. I think it's tomorrow night, actually, where they decide the rosters. We thought to have a little bit of fun on this all NBA type show, we would do the same draft. But one of us, 2 of us would be Team LeBron. I can only imagine which one's going to be Team LeBron of the 3.
Well, you know who I am. I'm the king. I love KD. I hate he's on the net. I've always been a KD fan.
Yes. So we're going to do – so 2 of us are going to be Team Durant, and then whoever's going to be team with the fam is going to be Team LeBron. So, Ralphie, do you want to be with the fam or Tom, do you want to be with the fam or you want me to be with the fam? I don't care.
Ralphie's Team LeBron, but I mean, if he wants me to go with the fam, I'll go Team LeBron.
Yeah, you can go Team LeBron. It don't matter. I'll go Team KD for this one.
All right. Arch enemy talk.
So am I with Ralphie?
Is it you and the fam versus me and Ryan?
Send me the pool, Ralphie. Send me the picture.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing, but we're going to beat you.
Yeah, so we're just, how tomorrow night they're going to be choosing their teams. That's what we're going to do. And the fam's going to tell us which team is better at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Which roster is better.
Oh, we're selecting our own all-star teams right now. Okay.
Yes, out of the pool of players that made it this year.
All right. Well, let's share a screen and pull the list up. Right?
Oh, yeah, Ralphie, can you just do that?
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
You've got the 7 screens over there. You've got the command center. By the way, Ralphie, you're getting a lot of compliments over the LeClaire in the background. Is that new, Ralphie? You muted yourself, Ralphie. You're muted. You're muted, my brother. You're muted. No, that's the screen, Ralphie. That's the screen.
It is, no, I don't want to hear, the click and go through the mic. So, yeah,
it's
it
very
is
professional of you. It's very professional.
Yep.
I'll read some comments while you're doing that, Ralphie. John says A2D crew needs a tailgate party during a Sixers playoff game. Once we're allowed to, John. Once that's happening, we've been talking about that for a while.
Johnny, I was against it. I got my first shot today, just because I want normalcy, brother. And if I feel like if I can help out making things normal, then I'm just going to do it for the greater good. So hopefully we can get back to some of the things we miss so much. Just a little stupid shit.
Tom, I wanted to ask you this too. Also, you, Ralphie, and the fam. But I know, Tom, you and I are very similar with this as far as, we're not like big going to game junkies. Baseball, it's different, but the other ones were more just a watch in front of our TV screen thing.
Basketball, I love going to when I can. I do like hockey. I like watching football at home.
Yeah, same.
And I love going to baseball. Where do we go?
Ralphie?
I love going to baseball games. So most of the time I'd rather watch stuff at home though.
So my screen froze, so I can't see it right now. Oh, there it is. We're back. But I want to ask you, Tom and Ralph, are you guys gonna go out? Are you gonna try to go to a Sixers game? Because I would really like to once it's all said and done. Because I
would probably do a Sixers game next year. I'm probably a year away from gaming, right? Just because I got the dude, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm probably a year away from gaming, but that doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean by football season, I expect to be tailgating. Is that fair?
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
Football season, I expect to get there.
Just because I want to be able to say, for me, I would not go out of my way to do it just because, I'm indifferent to it anyway. But I want to be able to say I saw this team in person. You know what I'm saying? Because this team is special. Not last year and the year before. They were fun teams, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, this is as far as the team
lost anything. Is that fair? I
agree.
The bubble maybe, but this I don't feel like I'm losing anything because I'm not there, right? If I went to if a whole season went on, and I didn't go to a game, but I didn't miss a game, right? I feel like I'm just as big a part of it as going. So to me, because I'm not I have to go to a game guy, I hear what you're saying, but I've watched Joe and Ben live enough, and I feel like even at home you get more sometimes than where you're sitting. But I hear what you're saying. It's not listen, we all just miss going to stuff. We all just miss okay, yeah, you can go just see anybody you want to, essentially. Yeah, HED meets the fans at Xfinity Live. Yeah, we plan to do all this kind of shit. We're planning to do a spring training getaway this year, but this year just not going to work out. So we're going to try that next year for the Phils.
All right. So Ralphie, well, we got to decide. So who's getting the first pick? You want to flip a coin, Ralph? You got a coin?
I do not have a coin. Well, we can give it to Tommy since there's two.
Oh yeah, because he's by himself. Yeah, I mean he's got the fam, but yeah. So Tom is Team LeBron, correct?
Yes.
All right, we're Team Durant. So Tom, who are you making with the first pick?
That's simple. That's Joel Embiid.
Okay.
I'll team LeBron up with Joe right now. Oops. Come on,
Ralphie.
We got LeBron and Joel right now.
Ralphie, you want to write down these rosters?
Yep.
All right. Ralphie, what are you thinking here, brother?
Let's see.
I'm thinking Curry, personally.
Steph. Now, are we doing bench too, or are we doing?
We're doing the entire. No, we're doing the entire team.
Okay.
We were taking the entire pool.
All right.
What are you thinking? I'm thinking Steph. Ralphie.
I'm looking.
Here we go again, Tom. Draft night, Ralph.
Right.
Dude. I think Kawhi here, dude. But we already have a small forward in Kevin.
Yeah, no. I need somebody to shoot the lights out, to be honest.
We'll go Steph. Give us Steph.
Yeah, I'll go Steph.
All right, I'll go Luka.
You're Joe. I should have expected you to take Joe. Like now, I'm worried about Joe.
So
Now
where's Luka playing for you though?
Wherever he wants to.
Okay.
No, I mean he can play the.
Yeah, where are you assigning him?
My point.
Okay.
All right.
John's point there most of the time. I feel like.
Ralphie, go ahead. You tell us this one. We'll alternate. We'll do that one, Ralphie. So you make this pick, unless it's egregious, and I'll tell you no.
And then we took Curry with our first one. All right.
Probably a weak pick.
Hey.
He took Joel. God damn it, man.
Well, there's a guy. There's a guy right there, Ralph. There's a guy right there, Ralph.
What?
But below the king. You got it. Come on. Don't let him
give
get
us
both of
Jokic.
them.
Give us Jokic.
Yeah, I was gonna say because if I'm Tom, I'm looking at that and I'm getting Jokic next to just to dominate.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take Bradley Beal.
Okay.
I'll run him at my 2.
All right. So Tommy so far is Luka at the 1, Beal, LeBron, and Embiid. And then ours is Curry, KD, and Jokic. So we need a 4 and a 2. Who you going with, Rye?
I just told you the last 2, so I won't take this from you here.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was being selfish. Go ahead.
All right. Give us Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal.
He just took Beal. See, you're
Did
out.
you?
You're out. You're freaking out. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
see
you
what
did
happens.
take Beal.
See, I
Dude,
give him
it's
an
so hard
opportunity, and he
because
does that.
none
To me.
names are crossed off. So it's
You do that to me. I mean, Tom just
go
said
ahead.
it.
Go ahead.
Well, scroll for him. Scroll. Give me a little.
Well, this is the only starters. So Tatum, Kawhi, Kyrie, Giannis.
Giannis. You want to go Gian?
Yeah.
Yeah, go Giannis. Yeah,
All right, scroll down for me, please.
Yep.
This is my 4. Give me Did you guys take Kawhi or no?
No.
Give me Kawhi to run my 4. Nah, no TTP, not Tatum. Give me Kawhi, better defender.
Damn, I was hoping you would take Tatum.
So Tommy's starting 5 is Luka, Beal, LeBron, Kawhi, and Embiid. Ours is Curry, Kevin Durant, Giannis, Jokic, and then who's going to play? Then it's either between Tatum or Kyrie.
And what do we need, Ralphie? What position?
Shooting guard.
Well, it's got to be Kyrie. Right? Am I wrong?
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
It's got to be Kyrie.
Or take Kyrie.
All right, this is where we dominate. It's the benches. This is where we dominate, Ralphie.
Now
okay?
the only person that's left off the starting is Jason Tatum. He's still there.
Yes. Now the bench. So I'm up, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Scroll down. Just let me see the whole bench.
Yep. And it ends with Devin Booker.
Yeah, let me get a little stronger down here. Scroll up a little bit. Let me see. Just give me the other starter. Give me Tatum off my bench to start it off.
Okay.
Give me Tatum off my bench to start it off.
All right.
Ralphie, I'm
guys
looking.
on the bench, fam. Plenty of guys on the bench. We're good. Take the other starter. We're in a good spot right now. And we got size. We got enough size.
Ralphie, can I give a suggestion here, brother?
Yeah, just pick somebody.
I'm thinking Devin Booker because I think he's going to be – he's offended right now. I mean, Booker's a great player, too. So I'm going Booker.
All right, scroll up for me, please.
Yeah, I'll take Booker. All right.
Give me a scroll. Give me Dame.
Fuck, man.
Damn.
All right.
You want to go Beard, Ralphie?
Yeah, we'll go Harden. Pair him up with the Kyrie, KD, and that guy all together.
Scroll. Up a little bit more. I'm gonna go up for me. Keep going. Don't be shy.
That's it.
Give me Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
Ralphie, you want to give me a little scroll here?
Yeah.
So
we have Curry, Kyrie, KD, Giannis, Jokic, Booker, and Harden on the bench.
What are you thinking, Ralphie?
Oh, man.
I know which way I want to go, but it's not.
What are you leaning?
Guy plays for Chicago.
I knew it.
If you want to know what, that's why I'm asking you to make the pick. Please make the pick so I don't do that. I see Tom smiling over there.
Sometime tonight.
I'll go Paul George. Paul George.
Wow.
Paul George.
That freaking guy! You did that to us.
Yes, I did.
Give me Zion.
Okay. Dominating the paint. Now we're doing this.
Oh yeah.
Now I need Jokic to play 40 minutes.
We're gonna be working hard down low. We're a lot lengthy.
We'll redeem ourselves. We'll go Levine here then, right? If you want.
Oh, that's awfully nice of you. Right?
That's fine. Give me Simmons.
They're looking down at us. Looking down at us.
I can't take Anthony Davis down. He's not playing.
Yeah, no, that's Devin Booker. That's Devin Booker down. That would be Devin Booker.
All right.
Damn you, Ralph. You had to go. I wasn't picking him at all.
So left is Sabonis, Vucevic, Chris Paul, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy. That's it. Oh, and Julius Randle. Excuse me. What are you thinking, Rye?
I think we need more size. I think we got to either go. I'm thinking Vucevic.
Okay. Vucevic.
All right, you guys want to go size? I'll go right back way. Give me Julius Randle.
Mother. Ralph, go ahead. I'm afraid.
Well, who's left? Rudy's still there.
Take Sabonis. Take frickin' Sabonis.
All right, give us a bonus.
All right, give me Rudy as my backup 5.
Oh my God.
Go CP3.
Oh, I got you. We got shooting, baby. Are you guys kidding me? We got Luka, Dame. we got LeBron. We got you. We're good.
LeBron's been trying to play like Dame the last 10 games, right, Ralphie?
And I think that's it, right?
Oh.
Yeah, Don. I've had. He Paul George me down. I can't do. He Paul George me. Once you Paul George me, you can.
I think the left person that's left is. I think it's Donovan Mitchell, ain't it?
No, I'm up, right?
Yeah, I think the last person is Donovan Mitchell.
Levine yet?
Yeah, we took Levine.
When did you get so?
After he Paul George me.
Yeah.
Chris Paul.
Yes,
we took him.
Oh yeah, then give me Mitchell.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Or is there another guy?
I think that's it. That's it.
So what's the roster?
So Tommy he's got Luka, Beal, LeBron, Kawhi, Embiid.
Hold on, real quick. Everybody tell me I need more shooting, right? Luka, Beal, shooting, LeBron. Who was my 4? Kawhi
and Embiid. Yep.
Kawhi and Embiid. I think we can shoot it, fam. And we're going we probably play a little bit of defense too. That's not. And then go ahead with the bench.
Tatum, Dame, Jaylen Brown, Zion, Simmons, Randall, Rudy Gobert, and Donovan Mitchell.
A lot of size.
I hate the Jazz tonight, but 2 good late picks there. 2 good late picks.
But hey, you got a lot of softness in that locker room, Tom.
Nah, because my
starter could break you. It could break you. A lot of excuses.
I got the king. I got the king in the house. Dame might come in for 90 off the bench.
John's telling you, Tom, to just sit Mitchell the entire night. Just bench him.
I plan on benching him, so don't even count him in on this whole parade.
All right, Ralphie, go with ours. Let's see.
Ours is Curry, Kyrie, KD, Giannis, and Jokic.
You better be able to shoot.
Booker, Harden, Paul George, Zach LaVine.
Slow down. It's not a race. Slow down.
Booker,
okay,
Harden, Paul George, Zach LaVine, Vucevic, Sabonis, and CP3.
It's like the best three-pointing shooting team of all time.
You know the problem you guys have?
What?
Every matchup you're going against, you're
Small.
dealing with a ton of fucking size.
Yeah, it's small. Small.
So, and I got small to go with you. So if you want to go small, like I can run 3 small. I got Dame, Beal, Luka. Essentially, I can run that 3 together. So I mean, there's things I can run to shoot right with you. So y'all think you're shooting the lights out. Woo! You got to match my size, my scoring. Oh my God, you guys got a great team though too. But
I will say, even though Ralph Paul Georged us, we both have really solid teams. You know what I'm saying? It's really tough to screw that up.
Yeah, there's no bad picks here.
No. I mean, the Paul George one is going to bother me. It's going to bother me. For
LeBron and then getting LeBron and then following that up by Joel is a pretty fun thing to do, right? So, you know, that helped me out. But then the size, like it's, you know, then you're talking about Lucas. So, you know,
it's true, Marky Mark.
Why would you 2-3 zone that when I got a bunch of guys who can shoot it? Like you're a 2-3 zone Luka and Beal? Okay.
Doc would be our coach, right? Because we got Durant. We have Team Durant. So because he's one of the coaches, right?
Yeah, it's Quinn Snyder and Doc.
Yep. We got this. Tim says we got this. We want it. Don. This is for the family. And we're going to do fun things like this where we're going to let you guys like either like we're going to do like top 10 lists and different things that we're going to let you guys vote in on like special like live shows when we finish off these membership packages for you guys where, you know, for like $4.99 a month, you can come in once a week with us and we're going to do like special live shows with you. And if you really want to get cute, we can do the $9.99. Come in, you can go live and we can do all these lists together and have fun with like different games like this, like who won, who this, right? And do these different fun things like that. So we're looking forward to it. We hope some of you guys, and we're still have our original content. So don't get alarmed by it, but we're just adding on and giving you guys a chance to help A2D grow. And the more subscriptions we get, guess what? We don't got to go to work, which means the more we can sit and talk to you. So the more you can get us sitting talking to you, I'll do this shit 10 times a day. So, I mean, you don't got to threaten me with a good time to come talk. So if you want me talking 10 times a day, you probably don't. But say 5, let's go. Let's go. All right? For $9.99 a month, enough people at it in. I'll do this shit every day. And I already do it, but I'll do more. John saying, order his membership in advance. Let's go. Baseball's next, Don. I can't wait for it. John Lynch said he's down for it. We already got family down. Imagine so the $9.99 one, you guys are going to do shows with us. That's the fun part of it. That's what's different. Like we're bringing you in just like we are now. Mm-hmm. You're on camera with us, or you can always go, this look. So whatever way you guys feel comfortable. So we're excited to do this stuff with you guys. We really are. We're excited to add on to the content we have. Nate was talking. We got more things coming for you in terms of Nate. So, I'll tease that. But this was a really fun show. It was really refreshing to not talk Eagles outside of one minor moment that we may have made a mistake.
Technical foul me.
Yep.
Technical foul me.
He didn't get 2. He just got teed up once.
Yeah. I was due for 1. I was due.
I think this is Eric. Yeah, we know we're going to talk plenty of baseball. I mean, agree, disagree pretty much becomes a baseball show when baseball kicks off. I mean, you got baseball. Not that you two aren't baseball junkies. I'm just saying, like that specific show, talks a ton of baseball. And if you think we're not on this show, then you're crazy too. So, I'm just making a point that we've done that. We talk heavy all around the league baseball on agree, disagree. We're going to be talking heavy Phillies here. We'll talk heavy Phillies on agree, disagree, and a lot national, where on Wednesdays we'll probably do mostly Phillies, right? Yep. So, but still, so we got plenty of baseball. And then good friend of our Mike Murphy is trying to get a baseball only show on here on Wednesday nights from 6 to 7. Ooh. So we could have a jam-packed Wednesday night, and Murph's working on it. So we hope to have that show for people too. So the add-on continues. And I believe this week Travis starts the Combat Sports Show. So I believe it's March 6th, but listen, I got dad brain right now, so I'm doing my best.
And I'll add one thing because we've gotten so many comments, messages from not only just on YouTube, but Instagram, Facebook, asking us, the same fans that were kind of joining us this time last year. It's crazy that it's been a full year, right around draft time, simulation time. And they were asking us, hey, you're doing that same stuff again. Yeah. That's coming, fam. The draft simulators where we're going to be reacting to the computer, that's coming. The mock drafts, that's coming. You know what I'm saying? That's all coming.
We're here to jerk you guys off with simulators.
Yeah. Hey, simulator did a better job than Howie.
Yeah, no, everybody on the draft night did a better job than Howie outside of Chuck's drafting Reger himself. So everybody else that when we did our original one, no, I don't think he drafted him though. I forget who he drafted. He did say he liked him, but I don't think he drafted him because remember we
liked him.
Well, what we're gonna do is we're all gonna do our own. We're all gonna have our own mocks out, right? And then we're gonna do what we did last year, where we'll do that kind of one, and then we'll do like a regular draft simulator where it simulates for us. Mm-hmm. And that maybe, and then with the draft ones, we can do it with the family too, and some of the membership stuff.
They could tell us, like they can give us the picks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, who do you want to get? Who do you want picked at number one, fam? I mean, it better be Trevor Lawrence, but who knows? It's up to you guys. And yeah, no, Chuck's loved Reger. Loved.
I don't know what I'm relaxing about, Donnie.
The
jerk off.
Yeah. I was gonna do the symbol, but I would have memed myself. I don't want to do that to myself.
Don, then let him get mad at you, Don. He said, I keep putting my friends on the channel. I think they're getting mad at me because I keep promoting you guys on Facebook. I love it.
Appreciate it, Don. Appreciate it.
Somebody's got to jerk me off. I'm married, so no sex in the champagne room.
Jesus Christ, John.
Don, sure. All right. We thank you all for listening. Make sure you check out bodycheckwellness.com. You can use promo code A2D for 20% off. And this show is brought to you by the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. And we know many of us and our families deal with mental health and addiction issues. We're happy to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need help, please call 856-651-8117. For Tom Arnone, Ryan Brodo, Ralph Delvecchio, Frank Vasby, Nate Moss, no Greg Mlakovic, no Eating tonight. But family out there, yeah, I don't even want to know. We're out. Stay tuned tomorrow night. You got Birds of a Feather Hockey Happy Hour live on A2D Radio. So enjoy. Talk soon, peeps. We out.